Okay. Hey, welcome. Hi. Welcome to another The Forsaken, which is every Monday night at 10 p.m. Eastern Time here on Madbird Streams. We're glad to have you here. Yeah. Uh, we have the tweet all updated, so if you want to tweet that out, that would be wonderful. Otherwise, welcome players. This is episode 77. So we're really moving on up there, I think.
We did it.
We did it.
Yeah.
We did a thing. Alright, so I will give you a little summary from our last episode. Our adventurers began their journey north towards Rakoth and possibly the library, but not before making a detour to the east to check out one of the Triforce points of power, as Jonathan puts it, that seemed to lie just east of the altar. On the way there, they encountered a strange abandoned village. Well, abandoned except for a few kids causing mischief with an outhouse. Afterwards, they continued towards the mountain. There, they find a gigantic set of stone doors with strange etchings. Tegan made use of his wild shape and turned into a small spider, crawling under the door and to the other side. There, he saw a huge room with other rooms branching off of it, with a large crystal set in the center.
Mm-hmm.
He went back to the party, and Rhaenyra cast Dispel Magic to open the door for everyone. Once inside, some slowly realized what the setup reminded them of. The furnace room in Bairn. Chilled, confused, and worried, they continued their journey north. However, about a day into their trip, they run into a strange person on the road. A humanoid with beautiful red wings, standing in the middle of the slaughter glade. And that's where we left our last session.
Oh, yeah.
So, the group of you, my mouse is just being a complete butthole right now. So the group of you, were going through the slaughter glade. Just to kind of give a little bit more of a detailed, the room that you found behind the closed doors back in the mountainside to the east of the altar had a room that had other rooms branching off of it with a big crystal in the middle, which seemed very similar to the room back in the floating city of Bairn that had the mages closed within, that the party rescued a few. And unfortunately, that was the floating city of Bairn. Death toll? I don't know.
The formerly floating.
You kind of pulled the batteries from the equipment before it was done. And so after you found that out, and that was pretty much all that was to really be seen there. There's also a teleportation circle in the room. But the room setup was pretty much similar, and then inside the little, there were little closets that kind of branched off that big room, similar to Bairn, very similar. And those were set up the same way as well. Those little tiny rooms had the crystals on the top and the chains, the manacles. But the room itself seemed fairly, the large room as a whole seemed fairly unused. It didn't look like that it had, well, I mean, that's what unused is, Stephanie. It looked like it hadn't been used before. So kind of not really having anything else to do, the group left that room, closed the doors behind them, thank goodness, and continued north. Y'all camped along the tree ridge a couple of hours north from those doors, and then set off the next morning. About a few hours into your journey, so it's about late morning at this time. You're traveling east in the slaughter glade, so you're not even traveling the area that you did before. You're traveling more on that east coast of the slaughter glade behind the mountain range, kind of. But as you're traveling, things are still kind of the same. You see the giant things kind of walking in the distance, the large metal sword sticking up from the ground. The ground beneath you is cracked and kind of like a cracked dirt, or with some sand. You're all except for Rhaenyra and Kazeel. Kazeel's on his fox, Rhaenyra is on his steed, but the rest of you are on your riding lizards, which seem to make very good headway on the on this terrain. But a few hours into your morning trip, you run into, or ahead of you, you see a figure standing there with these large red wings kind of surrounding it. And at this point, it's probably maybe 100 feet from you at this point, maybe 150. As you're fast approaching, because these lizards move at a pretty fast speed. And also your steeds do as well.
If I was pretty sure I was at the lead, right? At the.
Yes, you were. Yeah.
So I'll
You were
slow.
navigating.
I'll slow my lizard down and give everybody else to hold up and point out the large red-winged creature in front of us. What do you want to do?
Does it look like the creature sees us?
It looks humanoid. Is standing facing you. So.
Is it approaching or just standing?
Nope, just standing there. Looks like maybe wearing a dress.
Is this another friend of yours? Any of you seem to know most everyone around here.
Could I make some kind of knowledge check to figure out what this thing might be, if I've seen something like this before?
I mean, sure, you can make an intelligence check. See if it rings any bells.
Oh, nat 20.
Ooh.
It does not ring any bells.
All right. There it goes. Goodbye, nat 20.
Great use of that.
Mm-hmm. You never know. You never
served
know.
me well. Geez, what do we do? Is there? Yeah, I was just going to ask: is there any way to go around, or is it just an open field, or is it a road?
Y'all pretty much have the mountainside to your left, and then to the right, there are other mountains as well.
Oh, okay. So
and as a reference, how far from the meeting place for the library are we?
I mean, I think that you were told
days?
2.5 days, or
Okay.
someone kind of thought that looking at the map that'd be about 2.5 days.
and we pretty much just went east.
And
so
that
we
was
haven't
2.5
really-
days from the altar.
Yeah, so we really haven't cut out the
Yeah.
north part of the travel. So we got two mountain ranges, and we're sort of in a pass
Yes,
sort of
correct.
situation. Okay.
A very wide pass, yes.
Approach slowly and see if we can just pass by.
Yeah, let's try to give it a wide berth.
Okay.
That sounds all right to me. While riding, I'm gonna make sure my wand is in hand.
Okay. Alright. Alright, so y'all slowly, are you slowly approaching, or are you just kind of, what's your speed looking like? Like, what are you,
I'm at the mercy
you-
of my riding
are you
lizard.
taking it at a trot,
Yeah.
or,
Probably,
Drive casual.
probably a half speed trot. Yeah.
so you're trying to trot the lizards?
Yes.
Okay. Alright.
Oh no.
Okay. Anyone trying to make their lizards walk, or go, a good decent amount slower, go ahead and make a animal handling check, please.
All right.
And the steed people and the don't have to worry about this.
All right. Tonight, it's being good to me tonight. 22.
Okay.
Okay, I'll try it.
Natural 20 for 21.
Natural 20, Savar. Okay.
17.
Okay. Are you trying to make your lizard go a bit slower, Melissa?
17, sorry.
Okay, you're fine.
A lot of kids talking.
Nope, you're okay. Yep. Y'all rolled well enough that yeah, you're able to kind of like pull back on the, you kind of mimic what you do with what you would do with a steed, with a stallion, with a horse, and
Wow.
you kind of let up the reins a little bit. I don't know, how do horses work? However you make a horse walk, go a little bit slower. That's what you do.
Follow there, Sally.
So the riding lizards they do slow down a bit. So you're not quite moving at the fast speed that you were before. But you are still approaching this thing kind of standing in the middle of the valley. As you get closer, you would notice, because I'm sure all of you are kind of focused on this character. Again, humanoid. Looks like wearing let me pull up my notes here. It looks like wearing this red dress that almost it touches the ground and seems to almost kind of like maybe pull behind the figure. Again, the red wings are interesting in that it's not like a bird. There are two sets of wings. Kind of there together. So you have a set kind of going up and out, and you have a set kind of going down and out from her back. And short black hair that goes about chin length. Looks like a very petite figure, not that tall. Still standing there. What are you doing as you get, say, within 50 feet, 40 feet?
So, who's in the lead? Is Tegan, are you up front?
Unfortunately, yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, technically, Gerbil and I are behind Tegan. I think, anyways.
Tuni's just kind of making herself as small as possible on her lizard, which is not easy considering that she's terrible at riding.
Hello there.
Okay. You are within 40 feet. Are you still moving forward as you're saying that, Rhaenyra?
Yes.
Okay.
We don't mean you any harm. We're just on our way through.
Everyone make perception checks for me, please.
Well,
Okay.
6. 14.
Okay.
19.
25.
Ooh. Savar?
2.
Okay.
Which means a natural.
So, Juniper and Pixarin, the two of you notice that when Rhaenyra says something to her, she smiles, almost grins.
I'm gonna immediately stop my lizard and sorry, I had this meme in my head when I said that. Lizard. I'm gonna stop my mount and I play too much ball. And I'm gonna start putting a hand on one of my swords. Huh, shut up.
She doesn't play WoW in years.
She ratted me out. Go to bed. We haven't played it in years either. Goodbye.
It's because there's subscriptions that was.
Anyway, she's gonna look around and kind of stop.
I don't. I didn't mean to look imposing.
I see her stop. I'll stop too.
Yep, same deal. If pictures, I'll pull up as well.
Mm-hmm. Junie's pulling on the reins, hoping that's what makes it go stop or backwards.
Yeah, if everyone else stops and Renaria stops.
Okay. All right, so the group of you stop. What are you doing now?
I'll speak up. Excuse me. Are you all right? Do you need any help? Are you traveling this direction, or something else?
I live here.
Ah,
Her voice kind of echoes off of the mountains around you. You feel yours do the same as you yell at her.
are there any? I mean, this is a road. There's no buildings here, right?
Right? There's not even a road. I mean, this is just land. It's just terrain, I guess.
Yeah. Do you mean you live nearby?
Here! In the slaughter glade.
Ah, we don't not wish to impose on your home. Do you need us to go further around to avoid your home space?
You don't need to worry about me.
Oh. Well, I'm not sure about speaking for the rest of my friends, but then I hope you well, and we shall carry on our way and move on.
Please do.
Picture got off her mount, right? Oh no, you're still on your mount. Okay. Noticing the phrasing of that, Tegan's going to ask, "What should we be afraid of?"
The slaughter glade itself, of course.
Ah,
Thank you for the warning. We will do our best. We appreciate that. And I'll nudge my lizard, hoping that I don't run into the back of Tegan's.
all right. If I see you, yeah, I'll start to progress at the same speed as you do. And noting that our voices are echoing in this mountain pass, I'm going to give a quick glance up and down the mountainside to see if I can perceive anything in the mountain sides looking down on us.
Make a perception check.
Certainly. You got it. 16.
Okay. So you're looking at both the left and the right mountain sides?
Yep.
Tegan?
Classic Western. Looking up and down.
You're probably about
Besides our mountain pass.
I mean, it's a good wide area before the mountainside, the mountainsides start, or the mountain ranges start. I mean, sides, whatever. So you're probably like about 50 feet from the left and to the right, each way, with not much in between, just kind of this cracked dirt, or soil. Anyways, my words this evening. You don't see anything.
All right.
Chef's kiss.
Nice.
Keep proceeding. Then... Go ahead, Kizzy.
I just before as we're passing, I'm just gonna pause and talk to this person just before we set off, if that's okay.
Okay, you're still about 40 feet from
Okay.
from them. So
Sorry to bother you with a question, but I was wondering if we're not very familiar with the slaughter glades here. Perhaps could we work anything out to ask you for your help, guidance, or to guide us through?
I'll be glad to help if just need to come closer. Don't like yelling across the sand. I
Hey,
hope you understand.
can I just do a quick like?
You hear it.
Look around. That's
Because you'll make a small perception check. Make a perception check, please.
That's all the perception because he'll have like genetics. Perception. Let me just take a look here. Perception. Oh, well, it's a plus 10. 19.
Okay. After she says that, Kazil, since you're kind of focused on what she's saying, you hear a little giggle.
Okay. Wait. We have just a little bit to go, and I'll discuss it with my friends, and we'll come back and let you know. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Okay.
I'll turn off and head with them. And if we get a little bit of distance, I'll share what I observed.
So which way are y'all going? Are you moving the way that you came, or?
Progressing forward, I would say. Right?
Okay.
I'd imagine we're going faster. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. Just trying to give her as
So,
much space
okay.
as we can.
So you're going past her. As you get within like 30, 20, 10, how close are you giving a berth around her? How?
How wide is the road?
Yeah.
Well, you have about 100
land.
feet because you have 50 feet to one mountainside and 50 feet to the other.
And I take it they are smack dab in the middle.
Yes.
Oh shit. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna just pull everyone off to the side before just share like what I experienced.
Okay.
It was right. So it was a little weird, and there was a giggle, which is always ominous. But to come closer, that didn't make much sense. So is there something? My mount. I don't know if there's any room for me to grab anyone else's. I can send my mount walk through, just to see if there's anything fishy, because they'll just go back to the realm if they lose enough health. I can summon them tomorrow.
That's a great idea. I could do that with my mount as well. If anything should happen, I could re-summon it in less time than tomorrow.
Oh, wonderful. It's
How
it's
is?
certainly
Okay. Sorry. Keep
No, no.
going, Kazil. Go.
just a good place for an ambush. It's scary, so let's do this.
What is everyone's passive perception, please?
Mine is 17.
Whoa.
Whoa.
That's Cecile's passive is a 20.
Okay.
One ping only, Vasily.
Yeah.
What was yours, Tegan?
17 is my
Okay.
passive perception.
11.
11. Juniper?
Perception.
16.
And Zavar?
11.
And Pixton? What's Pixton's passive perception?
20.
Ooh. Okay.
Wow.
So I think Pixton, Juniper, Tegan, and Kazil, you all, as you're talking, like you kind of like looked at each other and are having this discussion, and out of the corner of your eye, you notice that she's gone.
Oh,
What? Why do they always do that?
And all of you hear this mirthful giggle that turns almost into a chuckle, kind of bounce off of the mountainsides through this valley. And
So,
yes,
did she turn invisible?
why do you ask?
Because I can see invisible as my 10th level divination wizard way, yada yada.
Well, your passive perception was low, but
Yeah. So I wouldn't have seen her.
if they pointed out to you, which I'm assuming they would, and you would hear Kazil said, because I think Kazil said something like, "Where did she go?" Looking over there, you don't see anything.
Now, hang on. It's only within 60 feet.
Okay, you don't see anything.
Oh no, I'm sorry. You can see invisible creatures and objects within 10 feet.
Oh,
So never mind.
Okay.
That is very
weird
shouldn't have
wording.
that. That's weird. All right. No, never mind.
All right, and yeah, so you hear that kind of giggle kind of bounce in between the mountain ranges and almost seem to kind of surround you in this area. And before you, all of a sudden, kind of appear out of nowhere these 4 huge black, they're large, I guess, like masses of black ooze, as well as 2 dark cubes of this kind of see-through material that seems to have stuff kind of stuck inside of it. And these kind of appear and kind of start moving towards you. These black oozes kind of moving very slowly, leaving a trail of black ooze behind them on the cracked earth. And these kind of gelatinous blocks rolling towards you, leaving little pieces behind, and a gold coin here and a gold coin there. And everyone roll for initiative
Great. I rolled a 1.
while I get things set up. And just remember your initiative for a second while I start pulling things out of here.
Perfect. Oh my.
Okay.
Not nervous. Not nervous at all.
So y'all are... So anyone in chat, just bear with us while I get the board set up. Yeah, if you want to put your initiatives in the chat, in the Zoom chat, that's fine. Y'all are kind of all, because you were over here talking. I'm going to put you, actually I'm going to, yeah, put you back here. Oh no, wait, because they're appearing around you, so never mind. We'll put you in the middle of the board. So you're all grouped up here together, but feel free to kind of put your tokens in the grouping where you think you'd be, but you were all kind of sitting there talking, so you're not going to be like off from the group or anything.
So there's black oozes and gelatinous cubes.
These, yeah. Okay. And just make sure your character's on like a square. Did I follow my own thing? No, I did not. Okay. All right, let's get the battle. Whoops. Battle cam here. All right. Oops. My camera was covered up by the tabletop. Of course.
GoPro on Justice's head.
All right, give me 2 seconds here.
You can just make the loop of the house.
You encounter the recliner monster.
Dun dun dun.
Okay.
Thankfully, its movement speed is like 5.
That should work. And tabletop simulator, where are you? There you are. Okay. Alright, I need to like fix fix this. Yeah. So I fix my camera. Okay. All right. Yeah. So you see these 4 black oozes and the 2 gelatinous cubes before you. Now I'll start getting everyone's initiative while I roll for these mothers. Oops. Okay, yeah, that's right. That's fine. Those cubes. Okay. Great. Do I get any kind of bonuses on what they do? Okay. All right. Nope. Great. Wonderful. Okay. So we have actually we'll do this. Use 1. I swear my mouse is wanting to just use 2. Should have done this before. But here we are. Use 3. Use 4. Cute 1. 1 and cute 2.
Thanks, Nightbot. Go check out Madbird Patreon. Patreon.com/Madbird.
It's doing a great
stuff.
job, right? Yeah.
Thanks.
All right. So 1. Okay.
You can watch movies and get whatever other perks there are.
11.
I'm a terrible salesperson.
It's better than no salesperson, Joe.
Usually it's Jonathan, but he's not here.
He's
Well-
not here. Yeah.
I plan on punching someone on behalf of Gerbil. This one's for Gerbil.
Okay. Just getting their initiatives in really quick, and I'll get to y'all. Sorry.
No worries.
We do battle so often that you'd think I have this down to a science.
First battle for Zvar and I. So
Is this our second battle with Tabletop Simulator?
Yes.
For this campaign, at least.
Yeah.
wow. Okay. Not judging.
Well, before that, Michelle, I did like cameras on like a actual map.
Well, that's
So-
right.
Yeah.
Mm.
So it's not
Yeah,
it's
that's
not
right.
it's not just her second battle, but
Okay.
cube number 2. Okay. All right. And y'all got Moto Rumba's actually a 3. Okay, so Renarius is 3. And Zavar is 19. Whoops. Ooh. Oh gosh. Okay. That was my fault.
Mhm.
I'm having to like do a lot of things with my track thing on my laptop this evening, so it's not working out very well. Tegan is a 10. 11 is Juniper. Gosh, okay. 19 is Pixrin. Alright. Kazil, what did you get for your initiative?
11.
Okay. Yeah, you and Juniper right there. Right there. I guess we can do this. What is it? Is it dexterity, Dan? If you both get the same number?
Mm-hmm.
Who has the highest dexterity? What's your dexterities? Juniper and Kazil.
14.
16.
Okay, so that's actually switched. Zavar and Pixtrin, what are your dexterity scores?
My dex is 17.
Okay.
13.
All right, I had that right. Did anyone else? Nope. Okay. All right. So let's see here. That brings us to, of course it does. I'm gonna have issues tonight. I can already tell. Okay. All right. So one of these black oozes actually gets to go first. So it is going to, let's see here. What doesn't say? Oh, okay, yeah, it does. Okay, so it actually can't, it's gonna move a little bit closer to you, Rhaenyra. Right up beside one of the, those cubes that seem to have the different things kind of like turning about in it. But just to note, the cubes here on the board are green. The ones that you're actually seeing are like a almost a black color, kind of similar to the black, to the oozes that are also there. Let me see. Okay. An attack. Okay. Alright, I think that's all it can do. Yeah, so it's just going to move a little bit closer to you, Rhaenyra, and it is Zavar's turn and then Pic's turn.
I get to go first?
Yeah.
You got this.
All I want to do is...
Oh, I
Well-
actually got that wrong.
We're still mounted on our lizards, right?
I mean, I guess you can be. Y'all didn't technically say that you got off your lizards. I assumed everyone did, but I guess that was just my assumption.
I want to get
I
off
thought
the
we were
lizard.
all.
But I want to
talking
make
on
sure.
horseback.
Yeah.
You
If
thought
I need
what?
to...
I thought we were all talking on horseback, but
That would be up to y'all, what y'all would decide what y'all want to do, if you were talking on horseback or if you dismounted for the beginning of the fight. Were you all mounted?
I think so. 'Cause
yeah,
Okay.
I
I
wouldn't
was gonna
see a
say,
reason
yeah.
Surprise.
All right.
Rhaenyra would get off his horse.
Okay, so yeah, so y'all are still on your mounts, correct?
So then I dismount.
Okay.
Can I move any more besides dismounting, or is that it?
I think that's like half your movement. or
One
something
string of
at this point.
move. Let's see. It costs an amount of movement equal to half your speed, so it's half of your movement, correct, Dan?
Yeah.
So you only have 15 feet to move now. I mean, if your movement's 30, typically.
It's a little more, but that's fine. I don't
Okay.
want to move
So
too far.
whatever half of whatever you have is.
Yeah. I'm just going to move closer to one of those oozes.
Okay.
That's it for the moment.
Okay. All right. Pic's turn, and then it'll be one of the baddies, and then Juniper.
Okay, so Picture's going to also dismount.
Okay.
Where exactly is she at on the thingamajig? Is it the left?
Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot that you didn't have the Yeah, she's right. Pixarin is right here.
Okay.
So you are about 20 feet away from one of the oozes. Actually, about 20 feet away from the oozes in either directions. There's one north. There's one north of you, south of you, west of you, as well as a cube about 20 feet north of you as well.
Okay. Yeah, I'm looking at this. Oh, that's 10 feet. Never mind. That would totally suck. What is my... Okay, so looking at... Oh yeah, totally gonna give it a hug, Dreadstar. 3, 5. So she is going to move. Each one is a 5, right?
Yes, each block is 5 feet. Yes.
It's like I'm learning things all over again. God
Okay.
damn it. 10, 15.
It's been a hot minute.
And it has been a hot
Very
minute.
hot minute.
She's gonna move 5 feet closer.
Okay. 5 feet closer to the one to the west of you? North or
Yeah.
south? Okay. West?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
West. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that would make it 15 feet.
Yeah, you still have 15 feet to the pudding. I mean, to the, yeah.
I don't think this is gonna work.
Things you can't Google.
She's just gonna pull out her crossbow
Okay.
and aim to shoot at it. What I had in mind, I don't think is gonna work. So,
Okay, so roll that
I'll take it.
beautiful beam footage.
Beautiful beam footage. I'm not sure that a 10 hits.
It does.
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
Five piercing damage.
Okay.
It's gonna scream out, y'all are annoying. And she's just gonna stand there. She's not gonna move. She's gonna stay in place.
What kind of damage was that?
It is
Piercing, you said?
piercing.
Okay. All right. Okay. Okay. All right. And what did you say you're going to do after that?
She's just gonna stay where she's at.
Okay. All right. Is that it for your turn?
Yeah.
All right. So that ooze that you just hit is going to slide closer to you, leaving that. Whoops! Stephanie didn't think about this. There we go. It's going to slide closer to you, leaving that kind of dark trail of ooze behind it.
You're gonna give
Giving
me
that
a
very
kiss.
kind of like sliding, slippery sound as it moves towards you.
Ooh, not the squelching sound.
The squelching sound,
Oh.
absolutely.
Watching Racing Strike before here.
And is going to kind of rear back a bit, and you'll see kind of like a piece of it kind of go out almost like a hand or an arm and kind of go backwards. And, ooh, okay.
Take me to dinner first.
I don't think this will, but does a 12 hit?
No.
Okay. All right. And yeah, whiffs, misses you. A little bit of like black ooze, kind of like going over your shoulder as it attempts to.
It's like, oh, y'all are nasty.
And that's it. And so it is Juniper's turn, Abadi, and then Kazeel.
Okay. Can I dismount and cast a spell, or is that my whole?
Yeah. No, casting a spell is your action. Dismounting is
Okay.
just movement.
Perfect. Thank you. Junie's gonna get off her riding lizard. Does she stay in the same square, or do I have to move?
No, you can stay in the same square. And I would say that once y'all dismount your lizards, they would kind of go off to the side in like a little huddle almost
Okay.
together.
Be safe, Raspberry. She's gonna do two with her Eldritch Blast. She's gonna do two beams, one for the one that just attacked Pixwin,
Okay.
and the other one, this one.
All right.
Let's see. And I have to roll for each of those. All right, I guess I'll just do this one. 1 second. Cool. I don't suppose an 11 hits one of them. Squishy.
It does.
Yeah. All right.
You're
Yeah.
aiming at the puddings, right? The oozes.
Yes. Yeah. First one was towards the one that went after Pixar.
Okay.
And the second one is that one.
Okay.
Okay. And the
Yes.
second one.
So how much damage was the first one?
Oh, sorry.
It's okay.
Let me. I'll just use this. Okay. Wow. Wow. First damage was a whole 6.
Okay.
And then my second to hit was a 27. But for damage for that one, 1 sec. Yay, 15.
Okay. Great.
And that's an energy attack, if it matters.
Okay. Thank you. All right. Anything else for your turn?
I'm gonna. No.
Okay. All right. So let's see here. It is now. Let's see, ooze number 1. Or it's actually that one. Did I get these mixed up? Am I the problem? Okay. All right. Anyone keeping track of like hit points with these? I'm sorry, because I'm having to like switch these because I keep getting them wrong on their first turn. So I know, Frank, you keep track of like hit points and things. So things have changed in this first round already between the names for these oozes. So I'm sorry, kind of. I just like keeping you on your toes. You know, it's fine. So this ooze over here is going to, I'm gonna move up to you, Savar, and is going to kind of rear back a bit and does a 22 hit.
Ow. Yes, it does.
Oof. Okay. Wait a minute. All right.
Don't say that.
So
Nice knowing you, buddy.
Okay, like, how many bags of dice do you need to take out?
Zavar, you get 7 bludgeoning damage, and also, give me 2 seconds here.
Also, he robs you.
Fudge on a cracker. Okay, we're just gonna do this. Okay, that's 8.
You said
Oh,
7.
God. Yes, 7 bludgeoning damage. We're just gonna take that. And 18 acid damage.
Ow.
Are you wearing any non-magical armor, Zavar?
Ooh.
Like, what's the armor that you're wearing?
Uh-oh.
What am I wearing?
He's wearing nothing.
It don't matter. It's gone.
It's gone.
Yeah, actually, no, I'm not wearing armor.
Okay. Not any even like
I don't
leather
think so.
or anything? Do I need to look at your character sheet?
I'm looking. I had to look at this for a long time.
I would say that you, I don't know, maybe you don't.
It's squishy.
It's taking forever to load for me, so.
Yeah, I don't think I did.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. Okay. Well, then yeah. Never mind. Never mind. All right, anything else? Oh, that's right. It attacked you.
Yeah. Sure, if I could do something, that'd be
No.
great.
No. Also. Nope, that's it. All right, so
You have a blanket. You don't have armor.
Kazeel, it is your turn, and then we get a couple of baddies, and then Tegan.
I've got something, but I don't know, like, if it's worthwhile. 'Cause nothing goes through that. So I guess it would just be useless. It would just stall the battle, and that's no fun.
Hey, whatever is the best option. Go with the best option.
Right? And like, it'll give us time to plan a little bit because it was a surprise. Why not? Right? Let's do it because Zeal would do it and then learn. Okay, so I don't frequently use the draw tool. I don't think I've ever. I mean, I do. Table of Swimmer, but not for like actual combat stuff. So I'm gonna draw on. I'm going to cast Wall of Force,
Okay.
and I'm gonna put 10 contiguous panels that are 10 feet each to connect. I can get it around all of us. Any that creatures that it passes through, it'll push them on one side of the wall that I get to choose. So I'm going to see if this does a nice line, hopefully. So there's one panel. I don't know which panel they're on, but here's the next two. It would be this, then this, and I'm going to push that one down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think I went like this, 7, and then like this, which pushes this one up and away from Zavar. And then the last one will just go here. So that makes a barrier around us. Sorry, I didn't connect them better here. Just like
How dare you?
these. I
God,
know,
it's
right?
the worst. It's the worst.
It's you're making it worse, man. Just connect the other piece. I just wanted to do it that way first.
No, that's
No.
great. That's I like that.
Good. Right. So I have to concentrate on this. We've got 10 minutes to figure out how best to handle these things.
Timer
Gold.
starting.
It's exciting.
600
you-
rounds later.
yeah. It's like, do I want to stop? Zavara, are you're all right? Ish.
It was a little uncomfortable, but I'm all right. Can I see what he did? I mean, is that visible?
I would say
It's an
is it?
invisible.
Oh, invisible,
wall of
sorry.
force. Mhm.
Okay.
You would have seen the thing get pushed out. Maybe some shimmery stuff. I'll add some shimmery
Yeah.
Fazil
Yeah.
flare.
Ooh.
But the enemies can't see it, but I'll let you all see it. Hey,
And people attack through it, or anything go through that? No.
their spells and nothing physical can pass through. And I looked
Okay.
it up to see if we could cast through it, but Mike Merles or whoever said if physical objects can't pass through it, spells can't. So, unfortunately, we can't attack from the high ground like I was initially thinking. It's just a barrier currently.
But can I step through and step back?
No, nothing can physically pass through it.
Oh.
This is just for planning.
Keep your fireballs to yourself.
Hey, please, Ray. No spells. No dangerous things. Nothing can pass through this. But our times, Zavara, do you need some healing? Can anyone get Zavara some healing?
Yeah, I would very much appreciate it. I got a little hurt just now. These things are a little nasty.
I'll look around to see if anyone can do any healing.
Hold on. Go ahead.
They might have an extra potion.
I mean, since we have some time, I'm just gonna get away from these oozes. Reposition myself.
I think these things. I mean, how fast have they been leaving their poop trail, Steph? Like, are they moving pretty quickly?
You've only I would say you probably can notice that it's about like 20 feet at a time, like a few feet at a time.
Okay. We might want to get some distance and attack them from there, like on a mount, barrel past them, or something. But I'm sorry, I might have a healing potion if no one can do any healing for.
Yeah, I have. I'll hand. I guess for lack of quickness, I'm just going to say I'm going to technically stay where I'm at, but I'm going to walk over and hand Zavar a normal healing potion, and then walk back to my spot. So I will
Okay.
decrease healing potions by 1.
Thought I made one of
And
those.
that is a 2d4 plus 2.
Nice.
If you want to roll your healing.
Oh my gosh, I don't know how much. Do we have any plan then? They seem to be eating away at your stuff there, Zavar. Is it a danger to attack them with their weapons?
Well, I'm not sure. I felt a painful tingling when it attacked me, so it's possible. Thankfully, none of my clothes were affected.
Yeah, you wouldn't have felt anything like trying to eat your clothing.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
It hurt.
Okay. Yeah, I'll say.
I could polymorph one of them.
Oh, that's a good idea. I could do the same. That's a fourth one.
Okay, Tegan's going to offer up. My first move was going to be, I was going to conjure animals, and I was going to conjure 2 giant spiders.
Oh,
So we can figure out which. I was probably going to go in between Ooze 4 and Cube 1 for one of them,
perfect.
and then since Zavar has got problems, I would put it right behind Ooze 1. Put the other one right behind Ooze 1.
Right.
And they have, you know, it's just numbers. They have bite attacks and a web they can cast.
Excellent.
So that would be my first, and then get out of that position and move as far away as I can, and then attack
Right.
ranged after that.
Should we identify which ones we want to polymorph first? It sounds like the ooze and the cube will have a spider, and then ooze that one by Zavar will have another.
Maybe 2 and 3 are the only ones. Yeah, I got a spider on 1, and 4. Maybe 2 and 3 we could try to polymorph. I don't know.
Right.
Just thinking.
I'm up for the cube.
Oh, the cube. Yeah, that's right. We haven't touched
Venerius,
the cube.
the cube
Yeah,
too, if you're up for the ooze next to us.
that's a better idea. Yeah.
I think that cube. I mean, it looks larger, right? Cube stuff. Does the cube look larger than the ooze?
Let me see if there's a difference in their
Uh,
size.
large.
They look about the same.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
large.
Which one am I turning into something?
That third ooze there, that ooze number 3. If
Yeah.
um,
Okay.
and if you go, if you're able to do that before I do, then and it doesn't succeed, then I'll try that one as well.
What are the oozes doing in this 10 minutes?
Yeah, he's squanching against the.
I mean, that's fair. I mean, this is kind of a few rounds of combat, so like, they would probably move a little bit closer to, they would move closer to the wall on the outside.
It'll be technically 60 rounds of combat because I can hold it for 10 minutes.
Yeah, so they're just moving closer, probably trying to get through, but of course they can't.
Do I have a rough idea of how much time has passed now?
Yeah, I mean, it's been about 3 minutes so far.
Okay. I have about 6 or 7 minutes probably before this fails and they come pushing through. We should probably also spread out, find a way to shoot. They're really grouped up pretty solid. Through the north there with the Var, perhaps. It really isn't. I think through the north or the southeast, rather Dragon Skull, be our safest bet. We'll just have to try run them maybe to have some distance. If they all come in on us, then we're in trouble.
If I polymorph ooze 3 and ooze 2 is occupied, we should have safe passage.
Hey, now, do we want to fight these things, or do we just want to get out of here? I'm all for teaching them a lesson, but if it doesn't look like it's going well, perhaps we should change an attack, and if it doesn't go well, we flee.
I may have gotten hurt, but I definitely want to get my fight on because I'm kind of pissed off that this thing got on me. So
Hey,
I can keep some distance when the moment is right, now that I understand that I need to be careful.
hey,
Hey, man, you didn't understand that before?
I need a drink.
Get a drink after they're dead, Zavar. That's how this works. Not
Womp
before.
womp.
Drinks make me fight better.
Well,
if it's right, I'll try to support from the distance if I can in this fight. I don't think I'll be much help face to face with these.
I'm much better at a distance. I'd feel more comfortable if I could jump or magic myself across this wall and just pick them off for the next 6 minutes. I can outrun them.
Everyone make
It's a 10-foot. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
perception checks. You can continue talking, but everyone make perception checks for me, please.
16.
Okay.
18.
Okay.
4.
Okay.
14.
26.
Nice.
Woohoo.
Snap 20.
Anyone with a 15 or above? Well, let's put it this way. Anyone with a 14 or below. You look out at, you're kind of looking out as you're talking amongst these creatures through the wall. You don't see the cubes. Anyone with a 15 or above, you still see them.
Where they at?
What at?
Little slimy thing.
No,
They're still
I
there.
can't see them either.
They're still there. They're right
No,
where they
they're-
were.
They're gone.
I can see them.
You cannot see them? I still see them.
Hmm.
Did what?
Even them pointing
Uh.
them out to you, you still can't.
Oh, is this some sort of illusion work? Oh, for fuck's sake. But it had
This
to
does
have.
not bode well.
You see the
Yeet.
oozes, but not the cubes if you're 14 or below in the perception.
Oh, okay.
Can I try and like examine them a little closer to see if they have some illusory effect to them? Like, are they actually here?
What are you proposing to do?
Just give a look over. I don't have anything in particular, I guess. I'm curious now that Pixron doesn't see some of them.
Okay.
So I just want to kind of look and see if I see anything strange. I mean, I guess I just see them all, right?
Yeah, you still see them.
Okay. We've got about 3 minutes left or so. That's trouble if you can't see them, Pixron, but perhaps someone can shout out their location for you. If we were to say, make a grid about every 5 feet or so, and then divvy up the area like that, we can shout out.
A little meta.
Yeah. On a scale of 1 to 70, I feel like about a 53.
Nice. Junie, these are about the first walls are only about 10 feet tall, so I think your lizard can jump over them. I think.
Gazelle, you have 2 minutes left.
We've got
Okay.
about 2 minutes left though, and then we can join the fray. I'm ready to drop this as soon as we think we're good to go.
Just one quick for the DM. Are we gonna just pick up initiative where we left off?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank God.
So it'll be me next, then Renarius.
Yeah, I think I had a couple of baddies that had to go before you, Tegan, but yes.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
All right. I'll make note of that. Okay, go ahead. I'm good.
Alright, good. I only have about a minute left in me.
Oh, I always knew you were pussy.
Mr. 10-minute man.
Yeah,
Oh.
that's it.
It's canon.
nice, yeah.
What that mage
Another-
hand
another
do?
Shortcoming.
Okay. Minute left.
Hey, here we
Alright.
go.
I
Let's
guess.
do it. 10, 9, 8.
3, 2, 1, go! And
Blast off.
Do what?
Oh, great callbacks. Okay, and then I release the
And Kazil's there smoking a cigarette. Yep.
All right.
So,
Gotta have a nice cigar.
all right, so it's okay. 2 baddies.
Should I
then
help
me.
you? Can I help erase some of these lines there?
Oh, thank you. I was just going. I was erasing them. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, continuing the turn order as it was. So we have a couple baddies, then Tegan, then Renarius, and another baddie. So now I've changed all their positions. Okay. All right. So here. Okay. So you are okay. So one of these black oozes. Suddenly seeing the force, this kind of shield kind of drop. You'll see this kind of black ooze kind of move forward a bit and like slowly almost, but then like once it sees that it can, it'll just kind of like move a little bit more, a little bit quicker up to you, Kazil. So it kind of towers over you a bit. A little angry from being
Daddy.
kept out for the past 10 minutes.
Nice.
And yeah.
I'm gonna mute myself now.
Does a 20 hit?
This is me.
Yes.
Let me take a quick peek here because I'm pretty sure, unless it's the again characters, right? So I need shield, but I guess I don't.
Where did all my d8s go? Who ate them?
Nice. I'm so sorry. I've got
No,
this
you're
level
fine.
10
You're
thing.
okay.
I'm just checking quickly.
defensive. Oh, that's when I do that. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, nope, that hits.
Okay. Okay, so you're going to get 6 bludgeoning damage, Kazeel, as well as okay, 16 acid damage. What kind of armor are you wearing?
The sexiest armor.
I don't doubt
Um,
it. Sure.
Let me take a look.
And the nakedest armor in a moment.
Oh no. I'm wearing a chain shirt. That seems to be just a standard chain shirt.
Okay. All right.
Mhm.
Okay. That's it. So that's it for that one. Then Pixrin, in your periphery, you see this cube start to move. That's about 10 feet from you. Let me see. 1, 2, 3. Okay. It moves towards you, Pixrin. You see this dark cube of this kind of weird jelly material that seems to kind of like move as it's kind of like wiggle back and forth as it's moving towards you. As it gets closer, you start seeing like the gold coins and like a helmet kind of floating inside of it. And it will, let's see. And it just kind of appeared out of nowhere because you weren't seeing it before. So all of a sudden, this cube's kind of right here in front of you. It is going to, let's see here. Smart creature spaces. Okay. And as it does that, it keeps moving towards you, Pixrin, even though it's only like 5 feet from you. It keeps moving towards you. Make a dexterity saving throw, please.
I'm going to use my portent, and she'll have a 13 for a dex saving throw. She can add her bonuses.
Okay. Well, even without bonuses, that works. So, Pixrin, as you're standing there, this dark cube kind of like seems to almost reach out to you, but just moves right on through you. And kind of moves around you. You got a little bit of like jelly on your shoulder.
Ugh.
Typical Friday night.
Clean up after yourself.
Nice. You need some toast.
Oh my god.
But you look down, Pixar, and you do see a gold coin by your feet.
Oh.
Oh, she's definitely scooping that up.
What's it on hits?
And that's me. I'm the one manning this ship. I'm just standing there like, yeah, it's fine.
What happens?
Oh wait.
Uh-oh.
On a successful save.
No.
I've never heard of anything bad happening on
we'll
a successful save.
we'll just let that pass. We'll let that pass for right now because that was my mistake. All right, so that is it for.
So just make it 10 times worse next time. It's fine.
Yeah, exactly. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay. All right. So it is your turn, Tegan, then Renarius, then the baddie, and then it's back at the top of the round.
Okay. All right. I will. Well, first I'll do my movement, which is I'm going to stay on the lizard because being on the lizard doesn't stop me from casting spells or using a longbow, right?
I'm sorry. I was reading
I was-
Zoom chat for a second. What?
Okay. Oh, jeez. Um,
Repeat that
Mistakes were
again,
made.
sir. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
if I stay on my lizard, can I still use my longbow and cast spells?
Yeah, I think so. I don't think that there's anything against that. I would allow because you're not running with it. You're just on
Right.
on it.
So
So
if I move and stay, okay.
yeah. Yeah. I
Okay.
would say it'd be different if you were like, galloping or moving quickly, but
All right. What is it? 35 for the lizard, I guess. Movement. So 5, 10.
40 for the lizard.
Oh, even better. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. All right, I'll just count it out. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. Okay. That's my movement.
Okay.
All right, and then I will cast, you mark it off, Conjure Animals. It is a 3rd level spell.
Put these where you want them.
Okay.
Sorry.
I've heard that before. I will put one there. And I will put one here.
Okay. Whoa, sir.
Yeah, just let me move up. Ooh,
Oh,
one- there we
excuse
go.
you. Excuse you. No, it's staying right there.
I know. I was just so I can move the.
There
the
you
black.
go.
That's the marker.
Y'all fighting.
All
over
right,
this.
so yeah, fighting over the spider. Now it's up to you. The spell says you can roll an independent initiative for them, or if you want, they can just go after my turn. That's up to you.
Yeah, I mean, isn't that typically how it works? They go after your turn?
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
So let me just let me do Tegan.
I'll go on here, Spider 1 and Spider 2.
Yeah, Spider 1, Spider 2. Okay. Spider 1, which is the one next to Hextrin. Okay. The spider will use its web. And it's a plus roll for hit. It's +5 to hit. The target is restrained in webbing if it fails to save. It's a hit.
Hi.
Okay. Oh, +5 to hit. It's an attack. The target is restrained webbing. As an action, the restrained target can make a. Oh, okay. So. Okay. So yeah, it's an attack roll by me. So I'll just roll d20. Oh wait. Does he have a plus on attack? On the bite, on the web? No, it just says +5 to hit.
Have you done any damage, Tegan? With your spider?
No, the
Okay.
spider is going to web that
I just wanted to make sure.
the big green cube here, so it can't move.
Okay. All
Cube
right.
number 1. Cube
So-
number 1.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to roll and add 5 to that.
So do they roll anything in defense of that, Tegan?
It's an attack roll, so it's 17 to hit.
Well, how do you know 17 hit?
I'm asking, does
No,
17 hit?
It did.
Okay, so cube number 1 is in a web. And is what is the technical term? It is restrained. On its turn, it can make as an action, it can make a DC 12 strength check
Okay.
to
Okay.
break out of the webbing.
Breakout. Yeah, and it
Okay.
does take some strength. Mm-hmm.
Okay, and spider number 2 will attack ooze number 1
Okay.
with a bite attack, which is a +5 to hit. All right, let me roll that.
Is it going to move any closer to it, or?
It's right next to it, right?
Oh, ooze number. Okay, never mind.
Okay.
Yes, that's my apologies.
Ah. 9. 5. 4 plus 5. 9. That's a miss. Oh, I'm assuming that's a
You
miss.
said that before I was able to. You said 9?
9. Ooze number 1.
That hits.
Oh. All right. So, okay. Does a 1d8 plus 3 damage. Okay. 1d8 plus 3. 6 damage, and since it got hit, it must make a DC 11 con save against being poisoned by the bite.
A con save?
Yep, DC 9.
Oof.
Oh, DC 11. I'm sorry, DC 11.
That it failed. So what happens?
It takes 2d8 poisoning damage.
Roll for it.
Ten poisoned, and I guess let me just check. I guess it's considered poisoned, and the target is poisoned for 1 hour, which means whatever that means.
So what was the poison damage?
10.
Okay,
And it is poisoned, which whatever that.
we're gonna find out.
Okay.
Technicality. Disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks. Okay. All right. Is that all for your turn? You want to do anything else?
Okay. So. Nope, that's it. I'm gonna put a little D next to him, so I know he's at disadvantage on attack rolls. It is. Yep, I passed my turn.
Okay. So it is Rhaenyra's. It's your turn. And then Batty,
Alright.
and then Zavar.
I'm gonna polymorph ooze number 3. Ooze number
Alright.
3 needs to make a wisdom saving throw. The DC is 17.
I already tell you it's going to be a fail. It's a fail.
Wow.
So I'm gonna turn it into a rat.
Okay. So ooze number 3, correct?
Yes,
All right.
it's a
don't-
rat.
I don't have any little rat tokens, but we'll just there we go. It's a little tiny rat.
Then I'm gonna run the F away.
Down plan, yeah. There's some distance.
Something's gonna get me in the dark over here. I know it.
So how long does the polymorph last,
It
Rhaenyra?
lasts for 1 hour.
1 hour
Yeah,
or till the creature.
concentration.
Right.
So you have to
Yeah.
keep concentrated on it.
Yep.
Yep.
Or if
Unless-
it hits 0 hit points, then it goes back to its normal form.
And a
Okay.
rat has
Probably.
get the
Yeah,
hit
yeah, I have it pulled up.
Probably not many.
Yeah. Good job. Good job.
Okay. Anything else for your turn? That's it?
And that's it.
Okie dokie. Alright, so one of the other cubes is going to, let's see here, so many options. So many wonderful options. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Sounds about right. Zavar, make a perception check for me, please.
That would be an 8.
You hear slurping.
Oh, God.
Okay. So all of a sudden, we'll also make a, let's see here. Make a dexterity saving throw for me, Zavar.
Ooh, that's a big 6.
Okay.
Can I
Uh,
give him my inspiration twice? Do I have to do that before?
No, you can do that now. Yeah.
All right.
It's a D10, I think.
Okay.
So you can roll a D10, either Michelle or Mason.
I'll let you. You roll it, Mason. Real good.
I rolled another 6. So that's a 12.
Okay.
Thank you.
Zavar, as you're standing there, you suddenly feel like you can't move. And suddenly around you, you see this kind of gelatinous structure that has engulfed you. You'll see like a few feet from you, you'll see, not a few feet, but a few inches from you, you'll see like a coin, you'll see a helmet over here. You'll see, and so you, so
Did it move?
it's on top of you.
You're in it.
But you didn't see it. You didn't see it approach you. You just all of a sudden you're like, oh, I'm having a little bit of trouble breathing. Let's see. So you take 10 acid damage. Your breathing is constricted. You're having trouble breathing. You're restrained. And you'll be taking damage at each of the cube's turns. But on your next action, on your next turn, you can try to
get
save it. Yeah, with a strength check. Okay. All right, so the rest of you suddenly see this kind of cube engulf Zavar. And now Zavar is kind of floating inside of it. Looking like as he's having some trouble. And let's see here. So another baddie, and then it'll be your turn, Zavar, after another one. Okay. This one right here. Is going to alright, it's going to move up to very quickly up to you. Let's say 5, 10, 15. Yeah. Gonna move right next to you, Kazeel. There's a 15 hit.
It does not.
Okay.
Yes.
Alright, so you see this black ooze kind of whiff past your head, Kazeel. As you're able to dodge. And
I look to see if it's picturing throwing shit at me. Alright.
You're having trouble seeing Pixarin from behind that gelatinous cube.
Yeah.
Just see you're kind of like wobbling on the other side. Alright, so we go to Zavar's turn. Zavar, would you so kindly make a strength check for me, please?
Oh, I would be so happy to. Wow, a 10.
Oh God, does anybody? Do I have one? No, it's still July, right? It's still August. I think I used my August subscriber die.
Subscriber die?
Zavar, you can do this. Please. And I'll give him inspiration, which is now a
What's your constitution modifier? Zavar?
Constitution modifier is 2.
Okay, so you can hold your breath for 3 minutes.
It's a 1d10 for bardic inspiration. You might not hear me through the thing.
So, is this another D10 I can use right now?
Mm-hmm.
Anytime in the next 10 minutes.
I mean, will that increase my score that I just rolled?
Yes, it will.
It'll work for saves.
So that adds an 8. So that's an 18 now.
Okay.
If that's the right way of doing it.
That is. Can you cast that out of turn, Kazeel?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I can use it as a
Okay.
reaction. But,
Okay.
but hold on, let me check because I
Okay.
don't wanna
Just want to make sure.
scam anyone here.
Question. Yeah.
Normally it's a bonus, but I'm pretty sure that I have a thing to let it be a reaction. I'm so sorry to read through this here.
No, you're fine. Only played a bard once. That was a while ago.
Ooh. Uh, let's see. Oops. Nope. Oops, all right. Actually, I'm not seeing it. I will continue, but I'll say no for now because I'm not seeing it. I thought it was in my thing here, but I don't think I checked whatever that was.
What are we looking at?
Just looking at bardic inspiration. If it's a reaction or if
It's a bonus action.
It's a bonus action on its own. I thought I had something from one of my classes to make it a reaction, but I'm not seeing that.
Okay. All right. Okay. So
Yeah, I'm sorry,
unfortunately, it doesn't hit Savar.
So I'm saving that inspiration for no.
He wasn't.
Or does
able
he
to
not
cast
even do it
it.
at all?
He wasn't
So it doesn't
able to
even
cast
exist.
it. Right.
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 So you failed to save.
So you are
You're still stuck in the cube. That's all you can do in your turn. But I mean, just in case you don't know, each round is a minute. Like each
6 seconds. Yeah, each turn is 6 seconds.
each thing. Like yeah. So like a whole round of combat that goes between all of the characters and the NPCs is a minute. So you can hold your breath for 3 minutes. Oh God. Okay, all right. With that, we're going to take our bio break.
Yeah.
So for those watching, we take a 10-minute bio break. So stay tuned. We will be right back with some more battle. All right. See you soon. If I can get this pulled up. There you
I
go.
have a question, Steph.
Yeah, go ahead.
Can he hear inside?
He can. Let's see what the wording is on that. I know that they can be seen inside.
Because for bardic inspiration, they have to be able to hear.
They have to be able to hear
the
it.
bard.
That makes sense. That makes
So.
sense. I don't think so.
Okay.
So if I can't hear, it doesn't matter anyway.
That's a good catch,
Yeah.
Melissa. Thank you.
Yeah. I figured I'd ask because I'm also dabbling in bard, so.
Yeah.
All right.
Be right back. Okay. Ooh.
And Mike's hot, yes?
Yes, mics are hot.
Okay.
You need them not to be. I can turn them off.
Oh, no. Everything's
Okay.
fine.
Oh man. Yep.
What a picture for Mason.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
He loves
That's
doing that.
that's exactly what he looks like now, stuck in the gelatinous cube.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like that. They're saying that's what you look like stuck in the gelatinous cube. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Tell him he had just had to roll a 12.
Yeah, just had to roll a 12. I tried.
Man, they are tough.
I don't know how I'm gonna do with no breaks, but
Well, you can go whenever. Like,
Yeah,
I
he just
know.
yeah.
You can go right now, right there.
I mean, we're not always doing like, yeah.
Battle.
It's true.
Even actually, it's easier in battle mode because you're not doing anything for.
yeah.
We'll just do more battles. It's fine.
Yeah.
Ah.
Mm-mm.
Actually, Junie is totally cool with that, but Junie would also like a boat while we're at it.
Too bad.
Can't blame Asada for trying.
You're in the wrong campaign.
Oh, I know. I know.
Pirate Satyr.
I know.
Which one is it? An Extremis is on a boat all the time.
Well, they're flying boats. It's not water.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Still the wrong campaign. Mm-hmm. Someday we'll have a seafaring campaign. I'll just have to run it. Poppy.
Or you can play Spiritfarer. You're on the boat all the time.
Spiritfarer is a fun game. Michelle.
Yeah.
Did I tell you about
Mm-mm. Did you guys do it for game chat?
Well, we're doing it like it's a long game. So like for the next
okay.
7 weeks, we're doing it for game chat.
Oh,
So,
wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Just playing it like 3 or 4 hours at a time. So
Sounds good. You doing it on PC?
It's available on PS4.
it's
I'm
available.
playing
I'm doing it on Switch actually.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Cool.
Switch? How
Yeah.
big is the Switch screen?
It's not very big, but I mean it's big enough to see things.
The thing, Dan's not here.
Yeah.
It's
It's
big
okay.
enough.
I gave her the look for him. Yeah.
Sorry, chat.
It's
with all
big
these windows
enough.
open, I can't see what you're saying.
Oh, I also fixed the battle tracker over here, but I thought I had one for Zavar, but I can't find it.
Yeah. Do we bug Dan to get?
No. The battle tracker thing here.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's me.
Okay.
But I can't. I thought I made it last week, but I must have not have saved it after I put it in there, because you have to save your game space, and I must have not have done that because I'm pretty sure I remember putting it in there. I remember putting it in.
You would remember. You would.
I would hope that I'd remember.
Wow.
I mean,
I would hope there'd be something memorable about it, but maybe not.
For him.
Nah.
Shut your mouths, Michelle.
anyways.
Hey, I need to check out a rule mechanic. Let me see.
A room mechanic?
Rule.
Oh,
Rule.
okay. Yeah, you can
Yeah.
ask if you want to, or find
Well,
it yourself. Whatever.
I'm debating if I want to kick something into something,
I
or
kick
if
and
I
a
wanna-
hi-ya, sir, and then I kick her, sir.
Kicker, sir. Yeah, is it like a strength check or?
Yeah, it would just be a strength check.
Okay.
And then I'd probably do a defense, like, against it. I mean, not a defense, a dexterity.
Okay.
Where did my little Zavar battle tracker go? There we are. Now, upload. I just gotta remember to save it before we... Oh, it didn't work. Where'd it go? Hey!
What's that?
Nothing that you can help me with, but... I'm not
Wow.
even sure that it's like...
No, nothing, Franco. Don't even try. Don't even
Cloud,
bother.
upload,
Nobody asked you.
import.
That's right.
There we go. I got it. But thank you, Frank, for asking. But it even if I would have explained it, it was just me finding files. So.
Yeah, you don't want to be
Zavar.
involved in searching
Frank,
that
how
computer.
did you get affected by? I haven't really watched that much news. Were you affected by the storms at all, or?
Just a lot of rain, thankfully.
Okay.
Not too much wind. A lot, and it wasn't any like a couple of heavy downpours, but nothing really. Just a lot of rain, like an inch or so of
Okay.
rain.
Yeah. So if you're confused on like where you land in the battle tracker, I have pretty much everyone over there. And it might not be the number that you rolled, but this is the order because some of you have like the same thing with like the creatures and
Gotcha.
so actually let me just double check that to make sure I got all this.
Didn't even know there was a thing over there.
Yeah, I love that. That's great.
Okay.
Putting 2 for
Alright. Actually I got that one wrong. Juniper goes before Kazeel.
That's right.
And that one.
Wish I could shift my.
You can, sir.
right
But
click.
only if you take that camera off. That image, sir. Come on.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
it's a right click and hold.
You can also
move it.
use WASD to pan.
Can you?
Or if you're using a mouse,
that's it.
using a mouse, you can
Okay.
right click and hold it in, and you can drag.
Yep.
To
My
kind
right
of-
click just spins it. It doesn't move it left or
Okay,
right.
you're right.
Oh no, it
You're
doesn't-
right.
Yeah.
You can hold down your wheel to move it.
Steph,
Hey, there we go.
you're showing up
Thank you.
on the BRB screen right now, but it's just you.
What? No,
Yeah.
no, it's not.
Oh my God, yeah, you are.
Yeah.
Little teeny tiny you. You're
What?
covering up somebody's
I
face.
put that in the wrong thing.
Yeah.
I put it in the wrong
That's
thing.
great.
I just thought you'd want to know.
Yeah.
Oh, clip that. Somebody's got to clip that.
Layers.
Hey.
Thank you, layers.
Oh my God. Okay, we're gonna move that down. Past that.
Oh, it's great when the video goes to black and it's just you. It's perfect. That was what needed to be clipped.
We're just gonna move that down. There we go.
Out of the danger zone.
Oh man.
Danger zone.
All right, I'm clipping it. I'm on it. Nope, I guess I can't.
It's already
'cause I'm not logged
gone.
in.
But Melissa's got it.
Oh, I got it.
There we
Oh,
go.
But not
no.
Melissa. Michelle's got it. Michelle's got it.
You know. Well, I'll get it. It's fine. All the clips.
Oh, we all.
Here,
Alright.
you're still on there.
10-second.
I took it off. It might be the delay.
Yeah.
There you go. You're off.
Okay, so the Zeal's not until a few turns from now, so why don't we go ahead and go back? Let me get my water bomb that way. Okay. Alright, yeah, so let's go back here. And 3, 2, 1. Okay. Here we are. Okay. All right. Well, welcome back, chat. Welcome back, players. All right. So we ended with Zavar still being stuck in the ooze. The rest of you kind of saw him struggle to try and get out of it, but to no avail. So next would be Pixrin, and then we have a baddie, and then Juniper.
I don't know what to do.
Pixrin,
Like,
you're
look
kind
at
of
it.
surrounded.
Oy vey.
So many black ooze tentacles.
Don't hit me.
What's a girl to do?
Big black tentacles.
Did you drop? Did you drop something, Pixrin?
Where's Kazil when I need him?
There he is.
Where's
Good timing. Kazil, you just missed the big black tentacles.
Yeah, Pixrin's surrounded by big black tentacles.
so
Big
so
black
big.
ooze tentacles.
Nice.
Okay, which way am I turned?
Yes.
I don't have my
Question.
glasses. I'm blind, everybody.
I mean, okay, so
Oh,
I mean, it is hard to see on there. I keep forgetting that you don't. So you have a. So the way I have you turned now is that you have a gelatinous cube to your north by in Malay range. So you can't really move without getting, an opportunity to.
He is
Is-
restrained.
Oh, that's right. That one is. Thank you, Frank. So you have the cube that's restrained just 5 feet from you to your north. To your west, 15 feet, you have an ooze. And to your east, 10 feet, you have another ooze. Which there's a spider between you and that ooze. So you have an ooze 15 feet from
The
you.
damn spider's in the way.
One 10 feet with a spider in the way, and you have a cube that's restrained to your north 5 feet.
And that's not the cube with what's his name in it.
No, correct.
Okay.
It's not. It's the other one.
Parts. She will somehow resist the urge to kick the spider.
Oh.
Noted. Pixrin doesn't like spiders.
Oh. You seem to have forgotten.
Oh yeah.
I
God.
trained spiders.
Yes. God.
Old beast
that's
is in
right.
my way.
Picture and just stomps on it.
That's all I do
kicks
the
it.
rest of my turn. I just stomp on the
Yeah.
spider. They're in my way.
Starts getting PTSD, like some flashbacks.
Okay. What is the block QE? Wait, I can't see the block, right? Still?
With it restrained, I'd say you'd be able to.
Okay.
It's under like a web. A gooey web.
I am 32 years old. I am not 12. I am 32 years old. I am
It
not
doesn't
12.
matter.
I know. I am going to turn around to the cube, give
Okay.
him a thing, and take out my short sword of life stealing
Okay.
and try to hit it.
Okay.
You have advantage because he is restrained.
Yes, correct.
Oh, okay. So, advantage. Is that the right one? Yeah. $14.
That hits. I've not even been looking at their. Okay. All
Roll
right.
damage. Okay, so it says total damage. I don't know if D&D Beyond changed something. It says piercing damage is 5, and then it says damage 10, and then it says total damage 15.
I think
Hold on, let me read the description real quick. Okay, I didn't roll a 20, so. Yeah. Donk.
you didn't roll a 20,
I don't.
so you didn't hit it. You don't think? What was your?
No, hold on. I don't have this enlarged. I have this minimized. Where's the chat? I don't see it in chat. Where did it go? Okay, I'm just gonna redo this because this is confusing. I rolled. What was the thing that I rolled first? It was,
The attack roll, which was
yeah.
14.
Okay.
And it hit.
Okay. And it was 15 damage.
Okay. I'm not sure I ever got that. Okay.
Sorry.
You're fine. Okay.
The buttons have all moved with all these different updates.
Of
and
course,
I'm
of
confusing
course.
myself.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Okay, so that doesn't affect that. And what kind of damage was that, Pixrin?
Piercing?
Okay. Okay. Yeah, that one doesn't have any of this. Okay. All right. Anything else for your turn?
Would I be able to move?
Yeah. Oh, attack of opportunity. Yeah.
Hold on, let me look at my bonus actions.
The ooze. Oh, yeah, Misty Step.
I'm just checking to see if I had that myself.
I have. I don't think I can use Shield of Faith on myself.
Oh no, you wouldn't
you
get hit with attack
sure?
with the opportunity.
Well, it says a creature of my choice, but I don't know if that means myself within range.
I've used it on myself before. Yeah. I mean, my character.
Shut up, Dan.
Well, you know,
Sometimes you have to.
yeah. Well,
So.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank goodness for the shield.
So yeah, and then also Frank made a good point. It's restrained, so it wouldn't get an opportunity attack if you moved.
Okay, well then, if I'm able to move, I want to move like 10 feet away from it.
Okay, 10 feet, just directly away, so south.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, gotcha. You're done.
South of the border. Okay. And I'll just use Shield of Faith on myself
Okay.
if you're allowing that
Yeah,
as my bonus action.
yeah, go for it.
I know what it does. Stop doing that.
I think it usually says if it excludes yourself.
+2 bonus to AC.
Yeah,
Okay, so 23.
there you go. All right. Anything else for your turn?
Nope, that's it.
Okay. We have a baddie, and then Juniper, a baddie, and then Kazeel. So why did you do that, Stephanie? Why did you do that? Did I mess that up somehow? Okay. All right. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Oh, God. Okay, wait, give me 2 seconds, y'all. I've renamed these oozes so much that I've lost like what number which ones are. Okay. All right. Oh my God, this is a mess. All right. So ooze number 2 over here is I'm sure going to go after the spider that's in front of it.
Okay. We get his stats up.
Oh, I'm rolling like crap tonight.
Good.
That's a 14 to hit for the spider.
14
have
is 14 is the number.
Okay. Okay, so that's 9 bludgeoning damage.
Okay. Spider
And and also give me 2 seconds.
Won't you go?
Dan.
14.
14. Oh wow. Yeah. I rolled good there. 22 acid damage.
Poof.
Oh, Spidey.
Poor Spidey.
Okay. So you see the spider go bye-bye. And that's it. So, Juniper, it's your turn.
Okay. Let's see. If I move alongside this cube, does it do
It's restrained.
Oh, good. So I can move 5, 10, 15. Okay. All right. And so I'm going to cast Thunderstep. And
Ooh, nice.
it makes Junie will disappear and teleport across to 90 feet somewhere I want to put her. And creatures within 10 feet of that space have to make a Constitution saving throw of 17 or take thunder damage.
Okay, so I can already tell you that Cube 1 has failed. So how much damage?
It's 3d10.
All right, go ahead and roll that out for me. I'll roll for the ooze.
17 damage for the first roll.
And what was the what was the DC they need to beat? And what
17.
And what was the roll they need to make?
Let's see.
Constitution?
Yeah, Constitution.
That one failed as well. So both of them failed. So they both take
right.
damage.
And
And
18 for my second damage.
Oh, so they both take 2 damages?
No. Well, they all take damage.
Okay.
So if you want just one roll for all of them.
What was the 18? Was that your attack? Your attack
Yes.
roll? Oh, okay. Got you. Sorry, I'm still calculating. Okay. All right. I will say that ooze number 2 is looking pretty run down. And that attack roll did make it. So go ahead and roll your damage for the other one.
It's 16.
No, it's definitely no. So 16. No, it isn't. 19. All right, anything else for your turn?
Yeah, she teleports 90 feet. I'm just gonna teleport her. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. Yeah, she'll be right there. Teleportation, I mean, it can go through objects. Do I have to take anything into account when she moves? If it's a teleportation.
I don't guess so.
And I'm going to actually take that back. Just gonna go this way. And 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 35. Okay.
Okay. All right. And that was a bonus action? Or that was your movement?
That was her thunder step, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
so yeah, it teleports her 90 feet.
Okay. Cool, cool. All right. Anything else?
Mm-mm.
Okay. All right. So I got a baddie and then Kazeel. A couple baddies, then Tegan. All right. So this one is going to. Oh yeah, spider's right there. I'm gonna go after that spider. Make sure I got the right ooze. Yes. So does a 21 hit?
Yep. Spider 2, right? Okay.
Yeah. That's 4 bludgeoning.
Okay.
And here we go. The big bucks.
No whammies.
24 acid.
Oh, no.
They're
Oh,
squishy,
they're
but
slimy.
they do the job.
Yeah.
You be tripping, yo.
Okay, so ends down. So Kazeel, it is your turn.
All right. Well, I am going to do what? I'm going to polymorph ooze number 4 that is next to
You, yeah.
I'm sorry, because cube number 2 is still tethered, right?
Cube num-
Held in restrained, rather.
Cube 1 is restrained. Cube 2
When?
has a Zavar inside of it.
Okay. Let's see. DM, what happens, or is this something I just have to find out, if I were to try and polymorph the one that Zavar is in?
That's a great question.
You can try and find out.
That is a
I have an idea of what I would think would happen.
Nice.
I'm sure you do.
Let's see. All right, so you've got time. I think that with my own personal role here, I'm going to go ahead and try and just polymorph ooze 4 for the time being.
Okay.
So that will have to make a wisdom saving throw
Okay.
17 or higher.
How wise are they? Not very. That's a 12 because that's a -2 for wisdom.
Okay. I'm going to turn this one into a bright golden scarab that I've encountered in the Manabe deserts in my travels. I don't know. It's a
Okay.
scarab in the game, which is a tiny beast. So
Wonderful. So that is now a scarab. So you have a rat in front of you, Kazeel,
Mhm.
and a scarab behind you.
all right. Well, I'm on my fox. I'm going to use my movement to beat feet. It's got 100 feet of movement. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. What's this? 50, 55, 60. I'm just going to not be too close to Renarius just for battle purposes. I'll stay back here. I'm going to bolt over there. And I'm going to look to Zavar, be like, and inspire him, since he probably can't hear me, as a bonus action. That will end my turn. So you'll have a D10 now, Zavar, for the next 10 minutes to use once and then.
He has to. I think he has to hear you for the bardic inspiration, Dan. He wouldn't be able to hear you inside the cube.
Oh.
Wouldn't you
Okay.
say?
Because
you have to say it?
Pretty motivating, even if I have.
He does the galaxy.
Because it's all about
gun.
verbal, right?
Does the dance.
Isn't it all about
That's a good
verbal?
question. Nope. It just says a creature other than, as a bonus action, a creature other than you within 60 feet. Oh yeah, they can hear you. Yeah, there it is. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna shout it because I don't know if he can hear or not. You know, be like, "You've got this, yeah!" Just to see if he can end up hearing through the slime warbles.
Make a perception check at disadvantage. So far.
But just do that manually then.
Yeah, just well, I mean,
Okay.
you can do it.
Yeah,
through
perception.
deep-
Never mind. I got it.
Yeah.
Okay. So.
Yep.
Yeah, that's gonna be a 4.
Okay. Unfortunately, you don't hear anything.
That'll end my turn.
You do see Kazeel making some wild gestures from several feet away.
That sure looks inspiring.
Oh no. Just looking at him.
He looks very inspiring.
It's a glisten from the heat. Yeah.
Just because he'll
Through
take his
this
shirt
ooze,
off.
everything looks glistening. So yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's true.
Wow.
That's true. Anything else for your turn, Kazeel?
No, that'll do it. Thank you.
Okay.
It's
All
the
right.
acid
So we
of
got
your eyeballs.
a couple of baddies, and then Tegan, your own deck after these two. Okay, so, oh boy. Okay, Stephanie, can I name this? Okay, Rat and Scarab. So, the rat. Okay, it's not very wise. Not a very wise thing. Is going to, yeah, no. You see the rat kind of move towards, you start to see it moving towards you, Pixarin, but then it just kind of stops about 10 feet towards you and doesn't move anymore. Looks a little confused on where it's going. Number 1. Alright, now this one is restrained. So, it can make a roll each of its turn, right? How does the web restraint work, Tegan? That was
on
you,
its
right?
On its turn, it makes a DC 12 strength check to
Does
break
the
out of
web
webbing.
stay there once the spider is gone?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Was it magical or no?
I'm pretty sure it does because it's ejected from the
does.
spider.
Okay,
I think so,
alright.
but that's just.
Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't say anything really about. Oh, let me go
I'll just
further
say
into
it
the
stays
description.
there. It's fine.
Yeah.
So it has to make a save for the web?
Yeah, DC 12 strength check.
And it failed. So it's still restrained. But it can still... Okay, no it can't. Okay.
It can attack the webbing. That with fire would be the only thing to.
Yeah, it doesn't have that. Okay.
Okay.
Alright, so it loses its turn. Tegan, it is your turn, then Renarius.
All right. Let's see.
And don't forget, you have this rat and the scarab here, too.
Yeah. Polymorph was lasts an hour.
With concentration, yeah, I think
it's
so.
just
Oh,
a minute.
okay.
Oh,
with
is it?
concentration.
Is it just a minute?
Let me double check. I think it's just a minute though.
No, I thought polymorph was 10 minutes.
No, up to an hour. Yeah. Oh wow.
Oh,
Okay.
an hour.
What was I reading then?
What were you reading, Dan?
Oh, I think it was Bigby's hand. Yeah, is what I was looking at. But 1 hour.
You know what? It worked so well the first time. I'll use my second. Let me just make sure I'm not burning anything important on the 3rd level.
You calling some more spideys?
Yeah, I just want to check I'm not. Yeah, let's do it. 2 more spiders.
Place them where you want them.
You got them.
Fit them where you want them.
Okay, behind this one. And
They look like the fun little refrigerator magnets, like
Yeah.
in the late 90s, early 2000s. I
Mhm.
like them.
I was gonna put it right next to picture, but she wasn't gonna like that.
Nice.
Pixern just cannot
You
believe
know what?
her day. Spiders just keep appearing around her consistently.
Yeah, let's get after. Let's try to help. If he can't get out of there, let's try to help him. Okay. Okay. So the one next to the cube will be Spider 1. That'll be Spider 2 next to the ooze. So Spider 1 will attack Cube 2 with a bite.
Okay.
Okay.
Great. Has its own advantage since it's restrained, I think.
No, the green. Not that one. This one. Cube
Oh, the one
2.
with the one with the Zavar. Okay, got you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Nice.
Damn it, missed. 7. Okay, and let's try.
Zavar, you see Tegan approach the gelatinous cube that you're stuck in and try to attack, but whiff, embarrassingly.
Oh, thank you for that. All right, I will web it. Shoot the web at ooze 1.
Okay.
Okay, that's a +5 attack roll. $23. Ooze 1 is now restrained in webbing.
Okay. Just getting that web everywhere.
Yep.
All over the place.
I'm gonna go tuck my child in.
Okay.
Oh,
Mhm.
okay. I just remembered that ooze 1 is also poison, but that has nothing to do with the weapon. So.
Oh, okay.
And I am going to still slip more out of my movement. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Let me just make sure that's within 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. What's my range on my longbow? Oh, 150 feet. No problem. Okay. All right. That's anything bonus action. I'm just going to ask. It's probably the answer is no, but I'm going to ask anyway because it doesn't hurt. Bonus
Uh-huh.
action, hide.
Oh, where you're at?
Yeah.
You would have to move like another 10 feet to be able to hide behind the rock. You have that movement?
Yeah, it was 25 there, and I have 40 with the lizard.
With the lizard. Okay. I forgot you were on the lizard.
Mm-hmm. It's tough to forget.
Well, yeah. Nice. Lizard.
So surprise.
Yeah.
Yes, you're able to hide behind the rock with the lizard.
All right, 5, 10, like right there.
Mm-hmm.
All right, that's for next turn. Okay. All right, I'm done.
Okay. Renarius, it's your turn. Then a couple of baddies, then Zavar.
I'm gonna shoot a firebolt at ooze 2.
Okay.
That's a natural 20.
Great.
Nice.
Oh, who's 2? Okay.
22 damage to ooze 2. Fire damage.
Is that double?
That is double damage.
Okay. So fire damage. Let me just make sure. 'Cause I know that they have a little bit of a. Nope. Okay. Oh wait. Nope. Okay. So 22. So how do you want it to? Do you want it to look any certain way, Renarius? How do you want to do this?
like a flaming pile of ooze. I don't know.
Okay,
I
so
can't
you
get
set the ooze
too
on
creative with
fire.
firebolt.
This big pyre just kind of burns the ooze away, and you see little kind of remnants left of it on the ground. Ooze number 2 is gone. Thank
Yeah,
you.
here. I think it's gonna come back. So I threw it off the table.
Yeah, let me just put this in my bag like I can keep things. God. Okay, anything else for your turn, Renarius?
Nope. I'm a good enough distance away. I'm fine.
Okay. All right. Got a couple of baddies, and then Zafar. All right. So key number 2. Oh. Okay. Okay. All right.
Yeah, very well.
I don't like your tone.
Okay. Okay. Let me roll some dice here. Give me a couple of seconds. We're just going to just grab a few of these. Yep. Uh-huh. Okay.
Hey, so what did you do?
Zafar, you take 19 acid damage. So you kind of feel this gelatin that's kind of surrounding you kind of start to kind of eat away at your skin. You heard right. And it is going to... Yeah, because I think that it can just... Yeah, so actually... Oh, the spider's right there. Okay. So yeah, it's going to reach out to the spider. Oh, okay. I don't think that's going to hit. 12. Does a 12 hit?
12 misses.
Okay. So it tries to kind of reach out a little bit with the spider, but doesn't quite reach far enough. And doesn't hit it. So that's it for that one. Use number 4, which I think might be...
Scarab? Or
Yeah, the scarab. Which I'm going to say just kind of flies around a bit, doesn't really do anything. And Zafar, it is your turn, so make a strength check for me.
Please.
15.
Yes!
Alright, so Zafar,
Goodness.
you can move within 5 feet anywhere outside of the cube. I know that you're kind of outside the cube now, but if you want to go there, or if you can go anywhere within 5 feet of the cube. So 1 block.
So I'm inside the block that it's at. So like if I were to move 5, I could be where my little
Yeah,
dude
you could.
is.
Yeah. wanna just
We'll
go
just
there?
say I'm popped out right where my dude is.
Okay, so the rest of you and Zvar, you are able to kind of like start pushing your way through this gelatinous cube, and are able to kind of make a little headway and kind of push your arm through and just kind of start tumbling out. 20 gold coins fall out with you, so you can add that if you want to your inventory. But you did see a lot of little goodies inside the cube when you were in there. So there's a lot of stuff inside these things. All right. But you are just covered in this like gelatinous ooze all over you. Like think like slime with a little bit of chunks in it.
I'll pretend that it's a glisten.
Yeah.
For the moment.
You look pretty
Yeah.
disgusting.
Great, thanks.
I
I need a shower and I need some armor.
Okay,
Right.
so that is your turn, Zafar. Breaking all of that because that's your action. Well, you still have bonus action, I guess, and movement, actually. I mean, of course,
Well,
you are within melee range of the cube, so if you move outside of that, you would be opportunity attack.
But the strength roll was what my action was,
That's
so I
your
can't
action,
attack.
correct.
Yeah, but I can.
Mhm.
And if I move,
If you
I will
move,
provoke an attack.
Exactly. If you
Okay.
move outside of that 5-foot radius, of the cube.
Eh.
And you also have a bonus action if you have anything.
Like you could take another healing potion, I think, on a bonus action.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna wait.
Okay.
Take my chances.
Okay.
I mean, it's a guaranteed attack if I move.
Mm-hmm. True.
Maybe not if I don't. Actually, I'll take an attack over. Well, I should have, get attack instead of getting absorbed again, but we'll see what happens.
Okay, so you're staying there?
Yeah, I'll stay here.
Okay. Is that it for your turn?
Yep.
All right. Pixrin, it is your turn. And then Juniper. Yeah. Go for it, Pixrin.
Yay. Okay, where I'm at.
That's right. You have a gelatinous cube that is restrained 15 feet from you. And you also have a rat 10 feet from you. Those are the closest.
Okay, so I'm gonna move. No. Nah. I'm gonna use my bonus action.
Okay.
And do spiritual weapon.
Okay.
And it turns into the hammer with the sprinkles and stuff on it. Little weapon.
We'll use one of these guys for your spiritual weapon.
And that one's gonna go towards the cube.
Okay.
So
I have it beside the cube.
What I have, is it the one that's restrained still?
Yes, correct.
Okay.
So you do have advantage on attack rolls.
The 22?
22 attack?
Yeah,
Yeah,
22 to
that
hit.
hits. Yeah, that hits.
That would be 6 force damage.
Okay.
And then, hold on. And then I'm gonna hit it with my short sword again. Or at least try to.
Okay.
As my action.
It's with advantage.
Why does that say? Oh, that's 25. Total damage for the short sword is 14.
Okay.
That'll be piercing damage.
Okay.
Yeah, it'll be all.
All right.
Oh, and I'll take, I don't remember how much movement I have left, but take like 10 feet back.
Okay. So 10 feet away from the cube?
Yeah.
So kind of move back to where you were.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
It's like a forward, backward.
Okay. All right. And still restrained, so no opportunities there. Anything else, Pixar?
Mm-mm.
All right. Juniper, it's your turn. Then Abadi, then Kazeel.
Okay. Juniper's going to move 15 feet so she can get a better view of Zavar. And she's going to hit cube 2 with her first Eldritch Blast and see how it's looking after that.
Okay, cube 2?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, let's see. To hit 22 to hit.
That hits.
Okay. And damage 7.
Oh, this one has not been. Okay, all
Mm-hmm.
right.
Okay.
Yes, that's good.
Yeah,
Got it.
since it's still looking very sturdy, she's gonna hit it again.
Yes, it's still looking very sturdy.
Okay. Let's
Almost
see.
new, you would say.
Almost new. Yeah, except for that spot where Zavar used to be.
Right, right. You see like a little like piece of it missing, kind of going, thinking
okay.
like a piece of Jello where if you like stick a straw through it,
Yeah.
I imagine it's got a Zavar-shaped hole in its
A
heart.
Zavar-shaped hole is definitely in
Then
its heart. Yes,
I'm gonna shoot at that Zavar-shaped hole. I rolled a 20s for a 29 to hit.
that hits.
Okay. And damage is 10 damage.
Okay.
And then, yep, that's good. And she's just gonna like, are you okay, Zavar?
No, but I'm doing better now. Thank you.
Please don't climb back in.
I have no intention of that. Do you see this? I feel and look a little gross.
Yeah, I can smell you from here. Okay.
Yeah. You should have smelled it on the inside. Ugh.
Okay. Anything else for your turn, Juniper?
Yeah. No.
Okay. All right. So we got a baddie, and then Kazeel, and then another baddie, and then Tegan eventually. All right. So here's one which is restrained. Bum, 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 bum. Okay. All right, so it's definitely going to go after this
Your two?
spider. Okay. It's cocked. Okay. So that is a 12 to hit.
12 does not hit.
Okay. So it just whiffs. So that will stay there. So it is your turn, Kazeel. And then 2 baddies, and then Tegan.
Okay. First is Scarab behind the spider.
Yes, it's marked.
Gosh. All right, hang on. There's a couple of blue ones for people. Ooze, 1, 2, 3. 3 enemies up that I see, right? And then the Scarab and Rat.
Exactly.
I'm gonna shout. Can he do any damage or help while holding Polymorph? I'm gonna let it go. Since there's no one around this scare per se, so I'm gonna have
Are you
to
talking
relieve,
to me?
sort of shouting out just to give everyone a heads up that I'm gonna drop my Polymorph. I'm kind of locked without. I don't have anything else to do except to hold that, and we need to beat him. But I have. So I'm dropping this, so that Scarab will become the whatever it was before again.
Okay.
And I'm casting Bigby's hand. I'm going to summon it to the square to the right of cube 2, so that it has. What do you call it? Trying to get advantage, trying to flank cube 2 with Zavar.
Okay. All
if
right.
that works.
So let's so we'll just get a little guy out of here.
Mhm.
There we go.
All right, and then I'm gonna have it do its little grapple here. Let's take it back. There it is. Okay. It's clenched fist. So Big BCN is going to strike one creature within 5 feet of it, which will be cube 2.
Mm-hmm.
It's a melee spell attack. Okay, so that's on me. Okay, that's pretty good. But let me just see what my plus is for that. Spell attack plus 9. Okay, well, yeah, that's 24.
Yeah, hits. Yeah.
Okay. And then it does 48 damage, force damage, in case that makes a difference.
Not for this.
Okay. Oh. Yeah. All right, that's not bad. 10, 18, 19 points of force damage.
Okay.
On cube 2. And I don't need to move it. I'm going to keep it right there to hopefully help Savar with attacks on the spider. And I already spoke. So that's it. That's it for me. Yeah.
Alrighty. So we got a couple baddies and then Tegan. So it's number 3, which is actually the rat. Yeah, we're just gonna say that the rat is going to run up to you, Pixrin, up to your feet. You see this rat kind of run up, and is going to try to bite your ankle. Gonna bite your boot. Does a 16 hit?
Nope.
Okay. So it tries, but we'll say that your boot leather probably got in the way. So you're able to kind of shake it off.
Smush.
And that's it for that one. Cube 1, which is still restrained. What is that DC it needs to make again?
12, I believe. I will double check. Yep, 12.
And that was strength?
Strength
Okay.
check.
Yeah, it just got a 9, so it's still restrained.
I think it just wants to be restrained.
It seems like it at this point.
It's like,
it's like, oh man, I can't do it.
Yeah.
All right. What was this blue thing again? What is that?
Spiritual weapon.
That's a spiritual weapon, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I think that's all that it can do. So, Tegan, it is your turn, then Rhaenyra, and then a baddie.
Well, okay, yeah. And then my 2 spiders after.
Right, your spiders as well. Forgot that you.
All right. Tegan will take out his longbow and attack Ooze 4
Okay.
from hidden, which is automatically advantage.
Okay.
Where is it? Attack longbow with advantage. $15 hit.
Yes.
Okay. And let's roll the damage for the longbow. $10 damage for the longbow, and now the sneak attack. Sneak attack. Another 11, so 21 total. That's piercing. Sneak attack damage is just damage. Yeah, but the longbow was piercing.
What was the damage again? I'm sorry.
10 piercing on the longbow.
Okay, that's Ooze 4?
Yes.
Okay.
And 11 sneak attack damage, which is just additional damage.
So,
21 total.
all right, give me 2 seconds.
Okay.
All right, so sneak attack was 10, right?
Sneak attack was 11.
11, sorry. And the other one was piercing damage, you said? And how much was that?
10 from the longbow.
Okay. So, Tegan, As you hit it with the longbow bolt, you see it kind of slice right on through. As it slices through the this ooze, you see another ooze pop from it. Smaller than the other one, just kind of like, as the arrow goes through, it just kind of splits it down the middle, and one just kind of like goes beside of it in the space. Let me see here. Let me get this where it needs to be. We'll have to turn this. We'll just put it right here. Yeah, as I said, it looks smaller. It doesn't look as big as the other one. Maybe more, almost between medium and the large creature. And let me see what that one would be. Use for... Oh, okay. Right? Stephanie? Okay. No, that wasn't right. I did that wrong. Okay. So, what's half of that number? Okay, so go with that. For that one, and does it go right afterward? Oh, so it is a medium-sized creature. It's not a large, like the black ooze that it came off of. We're just gonna put that there with that one. And okay. That will be use number 5. Okay. Anything else for your turn, Tegan?
Bonus action hide, just so it's official. And movement, nothing. Okay. Alright, so Spider 1, which is on Cube 2, will do a web attack and try to restrain Cube 2.
Okay, what do I need to make for that again?
I have it roll an attack roll first.
Okay.
To see if the web hits.
Go for it.
Plus 5. Nope, it misses, so it's a moot point. Okay. Spider 2. First, I must roll a d6 to see if it recharges its web. It does not. So it doesn't. All right. So now it'll just do a bite attack on Ooze 1, which is restrained, right?
Yes.
All right. So with advantage. So I'll just roll d20 twice. I'll just roll 2. There we go. A 6 and a 10, so 15 to hit.
Yes, it hits.
Okay, and what's the damage on that? D8 plus 3. D8. Two plus 3 is 5. Okay, and now the ooze has to make a, since it did get hit, it has to make a Constitution saving throw DC 11.
It passed.
Okay, so it is not poison.
So is that one so it was already restrained?
It's still it's
Okay.
still restrained.
All right.
Yes.
Okay. Anything else for your turn?
That should be it.
Okay. All right. That would bring us to your spiders. I went Rhaenyra's, then a couple baddies, then Zavar.
Okay. I am gonna cast Ice Knife on Ooze 5
Okay.
at 3rd level.
All right.
Ooh, nice.
So that's 18 plus 9. Ooze number 5 will take 5. Is that piercing damage? Hang on.
Yeah, I have ice knife myself.
5 damage. It just says damage. It doesn't give me a... Oh, it's piercing, yeah. 5 piercing damage. And then both Ooze 4 and 5 need to make a dexterity saving throw.
That was 15 for ooze 5. And 13 for ooze 4.
AC was 17. They will each take 46 damage.
Cold damage, right?
Yeah. 2, 3, 4. Should I roll damage for each or one damage roll and apply?
1 damage roll, and I'll apply them both.
15 damage to each.
Okay, so
So total of 20 to ooze 5 and 15
Right.
to ooze 4.
right. So as you do that, Rhaenyra, since one of them was because you did say one of them was piercing damage, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 5 piercing damage on ooze 5. And they
Okay,
each
so
took
ooze
15.
5 splits into a small creature, into a smaller ooze. Like that ooze 6. So you have a nice little ooze family here.
So here's a question.
Uh-huh.
If that happened on the piercing damage and the cold damage happened after, does ooze 6 also have to make that saving throw?
Ooh, good question.
It could, yeah. It got a 16.
DC 17.
Okay.
So that takes 15.
So how much was that?
cold
15
damage.
cold.
Okay. So actually, ooze 6 pops out and actually just dissipates into a black residue on the ground as soon as it appears.
Short-lived. Let me get. Oh.
Do you want to do anything else for your turn, Rhaenyra?
I'm gonna move up a tiny bit.
Okay.
That's it.
All right. So got a couple of baddies, and then use a VAR. Cube over here. Cube 2. Was Cube 2 restrained?
No, it did not.
Right. Okay. Yeah,
right.
it didn't go through. So Cube 2 is going to. Oh man. Okay. Let's see here. 3. Okay. Is going to just completely absorb the spider here inside of it.
Okay. Does the spider get to make a?
Yes, spider needs to make Tegan, sorry. Spider needs to make a saving throw of dexterity. So dexterity saving throw.
Okay. +3 on the dex. Okay. Dirty 20.
Okay, so it starts to absorb it, but no dice, and just it's too small. It doesn't quite. Oh, cube.
If it tried to, quick
Excuse
question.
yourself.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I know where it is.
Yeah,
If it tried to move over me, right?
over the spider.
Yeah. Does that provoke an opportunity for?
He's still within 5. He was still within 5 feet.
Oh, he's still within 5. I keep
Yeah.
forgetting that. Thank you.
All right. So that one is. That's it for that one. So for 4. Okay, this one is going to. Oof. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Oh, can it even make it over there? 5, 10, 15, 20. Yeah, I think this one would probably go over here to you, Pixarin. Natural 20. For a total of 25 to hit. Pixarin.
Oh, it hits.
Okay. This is going to. So you get. Oh my god. Okay, 9 bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
And actually, that's 18 bludgeoning because it's doubled. And 40 acid damage.
You said 40, right?
Yeah, I did.
Hold on, give me a second. I'm at 11 hit points.
Okay. And that's all that one will do. And it is your turn, Zavar, and then Pixrin.
I will.
Ouch. She's
Yeah,
standing there in
yikes.
shock.
Oof. I'm just going to use my unarmed strike against the cube that's in front of me.
Okay.
So it's a 17.
It hits.
Okay. 4 points.
Okay, so that's cute too. Okay.
I'm going to spend a key point and use Flurry of Blows as my bonus action, which lets me do 2 more unarmed
Great.
strikes.
Wonderful. Pow.
12 for that attack.
12 hits.
It's another 4
Okay.
points of damage. And one more time.
One more time.
That's a 10 to attack.
That hits.
That's better. And 7 points.
Okay. Alright. Cube number 2 is definitely looking a bit worse for wear. Anything else for your turn so far?
Does any movement from here provoke an attack from that cube?
If you move out of 5 feet.
This ooze that's behind me, is it the one that's restrained?
Yes.
I'm gonna move right there. So yeah, just 5 foot back.
So you that does get the opportunity attack, just so you know. From the
Which one does?
Cube 2, because you moved out of 5 feet of Cube 2, so you will get an opportunity attack. It will get an opportunity attack against you if you move there, because you're moving out of the 5 feet range around Cube 2. You see what I mean?
Oh, you mean if I stay in here?
Yeah.
Oh, my mistake. I'm sorry. That's risky. Yeah, I need to get out of here. I got my attack, but I'm a little low too. So, yeah, I'm just gonna back up. Who's this? I'm gonna back up over by Juniper. So,
Okay. Doing so, you get from Cube 2 the attack of opportunity.
mhm.
Okay, it didn't hit, so it whiffs.
Yes. Thank goodness. That's it for
Anything
me.
else? Okay. All right, Pixern, it is your turn. Then Juniper.
I'm so just tired of the achiness.
Yeah, sorry if I smell bad, Junie.
Better than the booze you normally smell like.
DM question. For you as the DM, because I know everyone's different, is taking a potion an action or a bonus action?
And bonus action.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm, okay, so she's gonna cast Dissonant Whispers on the thing that just attacked her.
Okay.
And it's not just going to be a little melody. It's going to be a little melody that's going beep 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 beep. You know, just icing on the cake.
Nice.
So I'm gonna roll to see if that of course does anything at all. Oh, that's not the one I wanted to roll. Wrong one. Too many buttons. God damn it. Or at least she tries to cuss it out.
Didn't work.
With a sweet melody. I rolled a 7
Okay. Oh.
to try to. Well, it's an action, so I wanted to.
That-
Oh, it's instantaneous.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I did not see. It was a 12.
Okay. So what is that? So what's the 12 for?
I tried to click on it and it disappeared.
Right. It was 5, the one that attacked you, right?
The what?
The
The one.
Right.
Yeah, right there.
So what is the 12 for?
Hold on, this fucking website.
It's okay. Is it the psychic damage?
It's hold on.
The 3d6?
Uh,
Or you said dissonant
yeah,
whispers, right?
psychic damage. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So 12. So that's.
I can't read anything on this website. I don't have my glasses.
It's okay. It's all right. So it was
I couldn't get my
Oh,
contacts in.
how do you want to do this?
Nice.
Oh my god. This got to be the best words I've ever heard. I swear I thought I was going to die in the next round. She's just going to keep screaming her wonderful melody of profanity.
Okay. Just start the rest of you
beep, 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 beep.
see picture and just screaming at this black ooze until it just slowly, like, it's smaller and smaller and just is just this like ooze on the ground, and that's it.
She'll just like turn around towards everybody and like pops the cork off of a healing potion and just kind of
Nice.
stomps her foot and just drinks it.
Nice. Great. All right. Ooze 5 is gone. Anything else for your turn, Pixarin? Is that it?
No, I'm just gonna figure out my healing.
Okay.
Quick.
Anything besides that, though?
No.
Okay.
Oh, good.
All right, Juniper, it is your turn. Then we have a baddie, then Kazeel.
All right. Junie's going to. Let's see. Hit. Nah. Oh yeah. Thank you. I'm gonna hit the rat with an Eldritch Blast.
Thank God.
Yeah.
Okay.
I meant to do it on the
I
stairs
love
and
how
forgot.
our characters how our PCs polymorph two of the things, and no
Hey,
one
hush,
attempted
hush.
to hurt the polymorphed creatures.
I didn't know. Okay, so I'm getting the rat off
Doesn't that
Pixarin.
just
That's what I'm
break
doing.
it and bring it back to its regular form?
Oh, does it? Does it
Yeah,
not
it
kill
does.
it?
It doesn't kill
No,
it.
it goes. It comes back. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I
When
must
it
have
goes-
did something else.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. All right, whatever. So,
Yeah.
So you still want to attack the rat?
no.
Okay.
Thank
No.
you.
Thank
Doesn't
you.
like-
I
doesn't
wasn't
like-
thinking.
I was thinking it was the other way, so that's fine. Okay, then ooze 4, and I'll just do 2 blasts at ooze 4.
Okay.
All right, let me look at this. Where did my board go? Okay. Okay, an 18 to hit.
It hits.
And that's 15 damage.
Okay.
And yeah, I'll just hit it with 4 again.
Okay.
14 to hit.
That hits.
And 7 damage.
Okay.
And you see her sort of aim at the rat and then change her mind at the last second.
Use 4 looking pretty rough around the edges. Looking a little worn down. Anything else, Juniper?
No, she's just looking at Zavar and shaking her head.
Okay. So, all right. So it's a baddie, then Kazeel. So this guy is restrained. Gonna try to go after the spider, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
2.
wait. They have to. What was the DC they have to make for the restraint? I
Yeah,
keep
he can
forgetting
try
about
to-
that.
You can try to break out. Yeah, hold on. The web
It was
is
strength.
12, yeah.
Oh, maybe they'll actually. Okay, got a 14. So
All right.
broke through
so
the web,
is, the web is gone.
and does a 20 hit the spider?
Yes.
So we have 5 bludgeoning for that, and 15 acid.
Okay. It's hanging in.
Okay.
Pardon the pun, by a thread.
Nice, nice.
Okay. It's not your turn, right, Stephanie? Let's see. So that would be Kazeel. It is your turn. Couple baddies
Oh.
and then Tegan.
Okay, I'll glance back at or up at Tegan and just shout, "Expert work with those summoning those creatures. Lead us through this, friend," and I'll give you inspiration.
Okay.
Which is a D10 currently.
right.
And then I'm going to use that clenched fist once again on cube number 2 here.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
Squish all the jelly out.
Yeah.
That's a 25.
Fist it. Okay.
Okay.
That hits.
Nice. All right, roll a magical dice here again. 4d8. Come on, I just had this d8. Where's it at? There it is.
I was just surprised you kept a straight face.
All right, let's see. That'd be 12, 16, 21 points of force damage. Again on cube 2.
Cube 2. Great. Looking very rough.
So take that.
All right. Anything else for Kazeel?
No.
Okay. All right. So got a couple baddies, and then Tegan. Oh, that's right. That's the rat. Okay. The rat's gonna reach out to you, Pixrin, since you're right there, and try to crawl up your leg to give you a nice little bite there.
On the butt.
On the butt. Yes.
Oh man! At least take me to dinner first.
And doesn't quite make it up your
That
boot
is
because it
different.
only got an 8. So
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna say doesn't make it quite up. your
doesn't
butt.
quite make your right. Doesn't
Oh,
quite make it
nice,
to your butt.
nice.
So you're safe for now.
Oh,
Okay. So. Okay, which is still might be. Oh no, I think it broke out this time. That's an 18. I think. Let me see here. Let me see if they have any negatives for their strength. No, +2. That's a 20 to get out of the web for cube 1,
Okay.
Tegan.
So that web is broke.
So that web is broke. And it is going to...
That was what? That's your action to do that, I think.
Oh, it is, isn't it? You're right. You're absolutely right. Thank you. Yeah, so it is done. So Tegan, it is your turn. Your 2 spiders, and then Rhaenyra.
With Kazil's inspiring words, Tegan will like puff off his chest and like, I don't believe I'm doing this shit. He's going to move to here.
Okay.
Okay, which should put him within 10 feet of Ooze 4, right?
Yes.
He will invoke his wild shape Ooze thing. Hold on, I'll get the description for you. 2 things, which I got at a certain level. Symbiotic entity, which gives me 20 temporary hit points.
Okay.
So I'll crank them up. 20, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. And my Halo of Spores damage, which I will now use as a reaction,
Okay.
is doubled to 2d4.
Okay.
So any creature, one creature within 10 feet of me, which will be Ooze 4,
Okay.
makes a con save of... oh, wait. You can use reaction to do the one creature you see when it moves into or starts its turn there. If it fails, yeah, DC 15. Con.
Failed.
All right, it takes 2d4. I'll roll 2d4.
Nice.
Okay. 3 damage. Okay. And as my action, I will cast Chill Touch on Cube 2.
Okay.
Nice.
Sorry, I touched it.
You mean cube? Yeah. Okay. Gotcha.
Cube 2. Yeah. Damn it. All right. Let me just mark off so I'll make sure I get the spell
How
slot.
dare you touch my cube?
Oh, Chill Touch is a cantrip. Wow, that's a powerful cantrip.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. To hit, D7, plus 7. 19 hit.
Yeah.
All right, 2d8 necrotic. Coming at Q2. 8 necrotic damage on Q2.
Okay.
And that is just about everything
How do you want to do this?
on Cube 2. This is the first time I've used Halo of Spores, so I'll use Halo of Spores to like put a stink cloud on Ooze 4.
Okay.
Nice.
And then whip around and throw out my, seeing the piercing damage splits these things. He's like, God, the only thing I got is this. And he throw the Chill Touch at Cube 2.
Mm-hmm.
And then, still get one left. But still, take out Cube 2.
Q2's gone. You see it kind of disintegrate with a little bit of green ooze on the ground. A little bit of gelatinous bits.
Nice.
Awesome.
All right. Anything else for your turn, Tegan? Or you still got your spiders to go?
Oh, yeah. Spider 1 and Spider 2. Okay. They both used up the start of the turn. So is it start of the turn or the end of the turn? Do I roll a recharge? Dan, you would know that, Steph. On a recharge on a monster, is that is that start of the turn or end of the turn?
The start of the turn.
Thank you,
okay.
Dan.
I'm sorry. I apologize.
I've played
I
with
didn't-
dragons, so
I-
now, like when that breath thing comes around, it's recharged at the top.
Yeah, so I got to roll a 5 or
Thinker's
6 for Spider 1. Spider 1 does not recharge, so he will move and bite. He will move here to over 4.
Oh, whoa, oh.
You can't handle that.
Where
He's
is he
next-
moving?
Right there. You're right there. You're good. You're good.
Okay, here's what we'll do.
No,
Here's what we'll do. Just everyone calm down.
There's a
It's
book on the
okay.
highway,
It's
sir.
impressive.
1,
that
2, 3.
that they react like that.
Kind of old razzle dazzle.
Okay. All right, +5 to hit for the bite attack.
Just
15 hit.
yes.
Okay, and damage for that is 1d8 plus 3. Five plus 3 is 8 damage. And since it took that hit, DC 11 Constitution saving throw.
Almost guarantee. Oh no. That was ooze 4, right? The
Yes.
one where the spider's at. Got a 9, so it failed.
All right, 2d8 poison damage.
And isn't it restrained or no? Oh, that's the web.
Yeah, the web's gone. Yeah. 2d8 poison. Another 10 poisoning damage to ooze 4.
Okay.
Nice.
And it's poisoned.
Yes, which means it's at disadvantage.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, Spider 2. Rinse and repeat. We'll go bite attack against ooze 1.
Okay.
+5 to hit. 13 hit?
Yes.
Wow. Okay. All right. Oh, no, actually, it was an 18. I didn't add the 5. Okay, it hits anyway. 1d8 plus 3 damage. 5 damage on the bite.
Okay.
And since it did hit, 2d8 on... Oh, DC 11 con save. Or is that con save? Let me make sure. A Constitution save, yeah, 11.
Yeah, it got 14, so it passed.
All right, so it passed. It is not poison.
Okay.
All right, that's it for Tegan
Okay. And the spiders?
and the spider.
Tegan and the Spiders, the band name. Renerius, it is your turn, and then that will end the round.
I'm gonna shoot a fireball at cube 1.
Okay.
Nice. Get it, get it, get it, get it.
Firebolt. 17.
Hits.
2d10 damage. Oh, great. 2 damage.
Okay. Oh, bless. Bless.
Double ones?
Yeah.
Oh, my lord.
Okay.
Wow.
Wait, what?
Get him.
See these
Yeah, you rolled 2 ones.
These 2 tiny eensy weensy fireballs come from Anirius's hands towards the cube.
I see where he like put 2-hander, right? He throws them and they just start getting smaller and smaller until they reach the cube.
Yep.
Like the size of a couple of
Renerius,
match fires.
they looked like a really good size when they left your hand, but by the time they got there, something just
Scale issue.
Every point
it
counts.
looked bigger from
Yeah.
farther away.
Never mind.
They were not bigger on the inside.
Far-
Oh, nice.
You get closer and you're like,
Awesome, awesome.
Did you have enough mats for that spell?
Oh, nice.
anything else, Renerius?
I'm going to cry.
Renerius kind of choked back a sob in the back.
Bonus action cry. That's
Oh,
All right,
poor
so
thing.
since we've ran over, we're going to pause the battle here until next week. I will say, let's see, Ooze 4 is looking pretty rough, like really rough,
Somebody kick it.
and not rough in a good way.
Dang it.
Let's see, Ooze 1 is looking pretty healthy, and well, you still have the rat running around. And where's that? Oh yeah, Cube 1 is looking really rough as well.
Oh, that's so painful.
Yeah. All right. But yeah, so y'all are, you have a rat running around the battlefield, and you have these 2, black oozes just kind of towering over these spiders that are trying to keep them entangled. And you still have one of these gelatinous cubes kind of, oh, I forgot. You'll also notice, I need to make a note of this, that where the the other cube dissipated, there's just all kinds of stuff laying on the ground there that it left behind. Like just a pile of stuff.
Nice.
Cube sleep stuff. Yay.
Yeah,
So,
that needs to get scooped up.
Juniper, since you're kind of close, you'll kind of look up and be like, oh, and just see the kind of pile.
Oh man,
of
she's got the shiny eyes.
Yeah.
in the sun. You
Those
see a little
anime.
like a little anime sparkle in,
Oh,
in
yeah.
Juniper's eye, and that's what will end tonight's session.
Ah,
Perfect.
All right. So thank you, players. Thank you, chat, for joining us on this. Oh wait, that's not going to work, Stephanie. On this special battle night of I was going to say Obsidian Scar. This is not that campaign. The Forsaken. But yeah. So
Monday.
we
Forgot about
have
this.
all kinds of stuff happening here on the channel. Let's see here. I can get up. Why isn't it? Nope, that's starting soon. That's not what. Oh, it's because I'm in battle. Okay, let me go over to RP. Switch over that really fast so I can get the schedule up. On Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays, we have D&D 5e content here on Madbird Streams at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. As well as on Saturdays twice, we have D&D content, one at 6 and one at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. I will say that Wednesday, the Penumbra Assembly is actually on hiatus until a few weeks from now. I think the 15th, I think, is when we're slated to come back for the Penumbra Assembly. So that won't be happening this week. But the rest of them tune in. Stay tuned to our Discord. So if you're not part of that, please join. It's where we keep you up to date on any sudden cancellations or changes in the schedule. And I do know we need to get this the schedule updated because we also have a temporary pause on Dungeon Craft and, well, an extended pause on Dungeon Craft and Mad Art with Staff for the time being, and Madbird Plays. And so we're still working to get some more stuff figured out there. We also have a Patreon, so if you're looking for ways to support the channel, great way to do so. Head on over there for some really cool stuff. And yeah, do we have someone? Did you find someone to raid, Dan, or do you need me to do that? Okay.
Yeah, there's some new folks.
Okay.
Dice Versa D&D.
Ooh, all right. Well, you heard it here. I don't know. Anyways, thank you for joining. Y'all are the best, and we'll see you next week. All right. Bye.
Bye.
thanks everyone.
Nice.